The Tragedy of King Lear. Actus primus, scona prima. Enter Kent, Gloucester and Edmund. Kent, I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany, then Cornwall. Glou, it 999 always seems so to vise, but now in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most, for qualities are so way 500, that curiosity in neither can make choice of either's moiety. Kent, is not this your son, my lord? Glou, his breeding, sir, hath been at my charge, I ha. So often blush 500 to acknowledge him, that now I am. Braz 500 toot. Kent, I cannot conceive you. Glou, sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round womb 500, and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle, ere she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault, Kent? I cannot wish the fault viendone, the issue of it being so proper. Glou, but I ha a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who yet is no dearer in my account, though this na came something saucily to the world before he was sent for. Yet was his mother fair, there was good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman Edmund? Edom? No, my lord. Glou, my lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter, as my honourable friend. Edom, my services to your lordship. Kent, I must allow you, and sue to know you better. Edom, sir, I shall study deserving. Glou, he hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again, the king is coming. Senate, enter King Lear, Cornwall, Albany, Goneril, Regan, Cordelia, and attendants. Lear, attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester. Glou, I shall, my lord. Enter. Lear, meantime we shall express our darker purpose. Giu me the map there, know that we ha divided. In 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent. To shake all cares and business from our age. Conferring them on younger strengths, while we Vien burthen 500 crawl toward death, our son of Cornwall. And you are no less lowing son of Albany. We ha this hour a constant will to publish. Our daughters sur all dowers, that future strife may be prewented now, the princes, France and Burgundy. Great reuels in our youngest daughters' low. Long in our court, ha made their amorous sojourn. And here are to be, tell me my daughters. Since now we will deuse versus both of rule. Interest of territory, cares of state. Which of you shall we say doth low versus most? That we our largest bounty may extend. Where nature doth with merit challenge, Goneril. Our eldest born speak first. Gon, sir, I allow you more than word can wild why matter. Dearer than eyesight, space and liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor. As much as child heir Lou 500, or father found. Allow that makes breath poor, and speech venable. Beyond all manner of so much I allow you. Cor, what shall Cordelia speak? Low and be silent. Lear, of all these bounds ewan from this line to this. With shadowy forests, and with champions rich 500. With plenteous rewers, and wide-skirted meads. We make thee lady, to thine and Albany's issues. Be this perpetual, what says our second daughter? Our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall. Reg, I am made of that self-metal as my sister. And prize me at her worth, in my true heart. I find she names my very deed of low. Onely she comes too short, that I profess. Myself an enemy to all other goys. Which the most precious square of sense professes. And find I am alone felicitate. In your dear highness low. Cor, then poor Cordelia. And yet not so, since I am sure my lows. More ponderous than my tongue. Lear, to thee, and thine hereditary ewer. Remain this ample third of our fair kingdom. No less in space, validity and pleasure. Than that can fare 500 on Goneril, now our eyes. Although our last and least, to whose young low. The vines of France, and milk of Burgundy. Strew to be interest, what can you say to draw? A third more opulent than your sisters, speak. Cor, nothing, my lord. Lear's nothing. Cor, nothing. Lear, nothing will come of nothing, speak again. Cor, the unhappy that I am, I cannot hoe my heart into my mouth, I allow your majesty. According to my bond, no more nor less. Lear, how Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes. Cor, good my lord. You ha begot me, bred me, Lou 500 me. I return those duties backy, as are right fit. Obey you, allow you, and most honor you. Why ha my sisters' husbands, if they say they allow you all, happily when I shall wed. That lord, whose hand must take my plight, shall carry half my low with him, half my care and duty. Sure I shall newer marry like my sisters. Lear, but goes thy heart with this? Cor, I my good lord. Lear, so young and so bien tender. Cor, so young my lord and true. Lear, let it be so, thy truth then be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs, from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this for youer, the barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation messes. To gorge his appetite shall to my bosom be as well neighbor 500, pitted and relieve 500, as thou my sometime daughter. Cant, good my lead. Lear, peace cant. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I lou 500 her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery, hence and avoid my sight. So be my gra my peace, as here I gie you. Her father's heart from her, call France who stirs. Call Burgundy, Cornwall and Albany. With my 2 daughters' dowers, digest the third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do and used you eintly with my power. Preeminence and all the large effects. That troop with majesty, ourself by monthly course. With resurrection of 100 knights. By you to be sustained 500, shall our abode. Make with you by due turn, onely we shall retain. The name and all th addition to a king, the sway. Ruinu, execution of the rest. Beloud sons be yours, which to confirm. This coronet part between you. Kent, Royal Lear. Whom I ha your honor 500 as my king. Lou 500 as my father, as my master follow 500. As my great patron thought on in my prayers. Lo the bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft. Kent, let it fall rather though the fork in you aid. The region of my heart, be Kent vien mannerly. When Lear is mad, what wouldst thou do, old man? Think'st thou that duty shall ha dread to speak? When power to flattery bows. To plainness honors bound. When majesty falls to folly, reserve thy state. And in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness, answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not allow thee least. Nor are those empty-hearted, whose low sounds ruerb no hollowness. Lear, Kent, on thy life no more. Kent, my life I newer held but as pawn. To wage against thine enemies, near fear to lose it. Thy safety being mo to you. Lear, out of my sight. Kent, see better Lear and let me still remain. The true blank of thine eye. Lear, now by Apollo. Kent, now by Apollo king. Thou swear'st thy gods in vain. Lear, O vassal, miscreant. Alb Cor, dear sir forbear. Kent, kill thy physician and thy fee bestow. Vipon the foul disease, ruik thy gift. Or whilst I can vent clamour from my throat. I'll tell thee thou dost you ill. Lee, hear me recreant, on thine allegiance hear me. That thou hast sought to make verses break our vows. Which we durst newer yet, and with strain 500 pride. To come betwixt our sentences, and our power. Which nor our nature, nor our place can bear. Our potency made good, take thy reward. Few days we do allot thee for pruision. To shield thee from disasters of the world. and on the 6th to turn thy hated baccy. Vipon our kingdom, if on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions. The moment is thy death away, by Eupiter. This shall not be Ruach 500. Kent, fare thee well, king, sith thus thou wilt appear. Freedom leaves hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee maid. That eously think'st thee, and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches, may your deeds approw. That good effects may spring from words of low. Thus Kent, O princes, bids you all adieu. He 50 shape his old course, in a country new. Enter. Flourish, enter Gloucester with France and Burgundy attendants. Cor, here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord. Lear, my lord of Burgundy. We first address toward you, who with this king hath ruled for our daughter, what in the least will you require in present dower with her? Or cease your quest of Lao? Burr, most royal majesty. I crow no more than, hath your highness offer 500. Nor will you tender less. Lear, right noble Burgundy. When she was dear to V's, we 999 hold her so. But now her price is fallen, sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with our displeasure pike 500. And nothing more may fitly like your grace. She's there and she is yours. Burr, I know no answer. Lear, will you with those infirmities she owes? Vien friended, new adopted to our hate. Dowed with our curse, and stranger 500 with our oath. Take her or low her. Burr, pardon me, royal sir. Election makes not VP in such conditions. Then low her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth, for you great king. I would not from your low make such a stray. To match you where I hate, therefore beseech you. Outward your liking a more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is a sham 500. Almost acknowledge hers. Fra, this is most strange. That she whom you but now was your object. The argument of your praise, balmy of your age. The best, the dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous, to dismantle so many folds of for, sure her offense must be of such vien natural degree. That monsters it, or your forevouched affection fall into taint, which to believe you of her must be a faith that reason without miracle should newer plant in me. Cor, I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I will intend I'll dot before I speak, that you make known. It is no vicious blot, murther or foulness, no vien chaste action or dishonored step, that hath deprive 500 me of your grace and for. But you and for want of that, for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue, that I am glad I ha not, though not to ha it, hath lost me in your liking. Lear, better thou hadst not been born, than not ha please 500 me better. Fra, is it but this, a tardiness in nature, which often lows the history Vienne spoke, that it intends to do, my lord of Burgundy? What say you to the lady, Lau's not Lau? When it is mingled with regards, that stands aloof from entire point will you ha her. She is herself a dowry. Burr, royal king. Giu but that portion which yourself propose 500. And here I take Cordelia by the hand. Duchess of Burgundy. Lear, nothing I ha sworn I am firm. Burr, I am sorry then you ha so lost a father, that you must lose a husband. Cor, peace be with Burgundy. Since that respect and fortunes are his Lau, I shall not be his wife. Fra, fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most Lou 500 despise 500. Thee and thy virtues here I seize vpon. Be it lawful I take VP what's cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their cold's neglect my Lao should kindle to inflam 500 respect. Thy dowerless daughter king, thrown to my chance, is queen of V's, of ours and our fair France. Not all the dukes of Watrish Burgundy can buy this Vienne prise, 500 precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though Vienne kind. Thou losest here a better where to find. Lear, thou hast her France, let her be thine, for we ha no such daughter, nor shall yours see. That face of hers again, therefore be gone. Without our grace, our low, our benizen. Come, noble Burgundy. Flourish, exeunt. Fra, bid farewell to your sisters. Cor, the Yules of our father, with wash 500 eyes. Cordelia loes you, I know you what you are. And like a sister, am most loth to call your faults as they are named, low well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both. Ren, prescribe not versus our duty. Gone, let your study be to content your lord, who hath received 500 you. At fortune's alms, you ha obedience scanted, and well are worth the want that you ha wanted. Cor, time shall be enfold what plighted cunning hides. Who cowers faults, at last with shame derides. Well may you prosper. Fra, come my fair Cordelia. Exit France and Cor. Gone, sister, it is not little I ha to say. Of what most nearly appertains to V's both. I think our father will hence to-night. Reg, that's most certain, and with you, next moneth with versus. Gone, you see how full of changes his age is, the observation we ha made of it hath been little. He always lew 500 our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off, appears too grossly. Reg, 'tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ewer but slenderly known himself. Gone, the best and soundest of his time hath been but rash, then must we look from his age, to receive you not alone the imperfections of long engraft condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness, that infirm and choleric years bring with them. Reg, such inconstant starts are we like to ha from him as this of Kent's banishment. Gone, there is further compliment of low taking between France and him. Pray you let V's sit together if our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears. This last surrender of his will but offend V's. Reg, we shall further think of it. Gone, we must do something, and I'th heat. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Enter Bastard. Bast, thou nature art my goddess, to thy law my services are bound, wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and the curiosity of nations, to deprive me? For that I am some 12, or 14 moonshines. Lag of a brother, why bastard, wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue, why brand they V's with basins bastardy, base? Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull stale tiered go to creating a whole tribe of fops got tween asleep and wake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must haw your land. Our father's low is to the bastard Edmund. As to legitimate, fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed, and my inuntion through you, Edmund the base, shall toth legitimate, I grow, I prosper. Now gods, stand VP for bastards. Enter Gloucester. Glow, Kent banish 500 thus, and France in choler parted. And the king gone to-night, prescribe 500 his power. Confine 500 to exhibition, all this done. Vipon the gad, Edmund, how now, what news? Bast, so please your lordship none. Glue, why so earnestly seek you to put VPY letter? Bast, I know no news, my lord. Glue, what paper were you reading? Bast, nothing, my lord. Glue, no, what needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let's see. Come, if it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles. Bast, I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I ha not all or read, and for so much as I ha peruse 500, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking. Giu me the letter, sir. Bast, I shall offend, either to detain or giu it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame. Let's see. Bast, I hope for my brother's eistification, he wrote this but as an essay, or taste of my virtue. Reads, this policy and ruerance of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from vies till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage, in the oppression of age tyranny, who sways not as it hath power but as it is suffered. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I whack 500 him, you should enjoy half his ruinu for youer, and lee you the beloud of your brother. Edgar, conspiracy, sleep till I wake him you should enjoy half his ruinu. My son Edgar had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breed it in. When came you to this, who brought it, Bast? It was not brought me, my lord, there's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet. You know the character to be your brother's. Bast, if the matter were good, my lord, I durst swear it were his, but in respect of that I would fain think it were not. It is his. Bast, it is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents. Has he newer before sounded you in this buisance, Bast? Newer, my lord, but I ha heard him oft maintain it to be fit, that sons at perfect age, and fathers decline 500, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his ruinu. O villain, his very opinion in the letter. Abhorred villain, vn natural, detested brutish villain, worse than brutish, go Sirrah, seek him, I'll apprehend him. Abominable villain, where is he, Bast? I do not well know my L. If it shall please you to suspend your indignation against my brother, till you can dear you from him better testimony of his intent, you should run a certain course, where, if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your own honor, and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him, that he hath writ this to feel my affection to your honor, and to no other pretence of danger. Think you so, Bast? If your honor illegitimate, I will place you where you shall hear versus confera of this, and by an auricular assurance ha your satisfaction, and that without any further delay, than this very evening. He cannot be such a monster. Edmund, seek him out, wind me into him, I pray you, frame the business after your own wisdom. I would state myself to be in a due resolution. Bast, I will seek him, sir, presently. Canoe the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all. These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to these, though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus, and thus, yet nature finds itself scoured 500 by the sequent effects. Cools, friendship falls off, brothers deuide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discord, in palaces, treason, and the bond crack 500, twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes viender the prediction. There's son against father, the king fouls from bias of nature, there's father against child. We ha seen the best of our time. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow these disquietly to our graws. Find out this villain Edmund, it shall lose thee nothing, do it carefully, and the noble and true-hearted Kent banish 500, his offense honesty. 'Tis strange. Exit. Bast, this is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeits of our own behoyer, we make guilty of our disasters. The sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by hohenly compulsion, gnaws, thieves, and treachers by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an infork 500 obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are uel in, by a deuine thrusting on. An admirable usion of whoremaster man, to lay his goatish disposition on the charge of a star, my father compounded with my mother viender the dragon's tail, and my nadiuity was viender vrsa mayor, so that it follows, I am rough and lecherous. I should ha been that I am, had the maidenless star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Enter Edgar. Pat, he comes like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy, with a sigh like Tom o' Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these delusions. Fa, sol, la mi. Edge, how now, brother Edmund, what serious contemplation are you in? Bast, I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this Other day, what should follow these eclipses? Edge, do you busy yourself with that? Bast, I promise you the effects he writes of succeed. Vien happily. When saw you my father last? Edge, the night gone by. Bast, spake you with him? Edge, I 2 hours together. Bast, parted you in good terms. Found you no displeasure in him by word nor countenance. Edge, none at all. Bast, bethink yourself wherein you may ha offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence, vien till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him, that with the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay. Edge, some villain hath done me wrong. Edm, that's my fear. I pray you ha a continent forbearance till the speed of his rage goes slower, and as I say, retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray ye go, there's my key. If you do stir abroad, go arm 500. Edge, arm 500, brother. Edm, brother, I adduce you to the best. I am no honest man, if there be any good meaning toward you. I ha told you what I ha seen and heard, but faintly. Nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you away. Edge, shall I hear from you anon? Enter. Edm, I do sorrow you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms, that he suspects none, on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, ha lands by wit. All with me's meet, that I can fashion fit. Enter. Shana Tersha. Enter Goneril and Steward. Gone, 999, my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool. Sti I madam. Gone by day and night he wrongs me, Urihour. He flashes into one gross crime or other. That sets fees all at odds, I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous, and himself VP braids versus. On Uri trifle, when he returns from hunting. I will not speak with him, say I am sick. If you come slacky of former Sarowises, you shall do well, the fault of it I'll answer. Sti, he's calming madam, I hear him. Gone, put on what weary negligence you please. You and your fellows, ID ha it come to question. If he distaste it, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one. Remember what I ha said. Sti, well madam. Gone, and let his nights ha colder looks among you. What grows of it no matter, adieu as your fellows so, I'll write straight to my sister to hold my course, prepare for dinner. Exeunt. Shana Quarta. Enter Kent. Kent, if but as will I other accents borrow, that can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue, for which I raise 500 my likeness, now banished Kent. If thou canst Saru where thou dost stand condemn 500. So may it come, thy master whom thou loust shall find thee full of labors. Horns within, enter Lear and attendants. Lear, let me not stay at it for dinner, go get it ready. How now, what art thou? Kent, a man, sir. Lear, what dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with verses? Kent, I do profess to be no less than I seem, to sarrow him truly that will put me in trust, to allow him that is honest, to canoeus with him that is wise and says little, to fear judgment, to fight when I cannot choose, and to eat no fish. Lears, what art thou? Kent, a very honest-hearted fellow and as poor as the king. Lear, if thou be'st he as poor for a subject, as he's for a king thou art poor enough, what wouldst thou? Kent, Sarois. Lear, who wouldst thou sarrow? Kent, you. Lear, dost thou know me fellow? Kent, no sir, but you ha that in your countenance, which I would fain call master. Lear, what's that? Kent, authority. Lear, what Saroises canst thou do? Kent, I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for, I am qualified in, and the best of me is diligence. Lears, how old art thou? Kent, not so young, sir, to allow a woman for singing, nor so old to dote on her for anything. I ha years on. My baccy 48. Lear, follow me, thou shalt sarrow me, if I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner ho dinner, where's my gnaw, my fool, go you and call my fool hither. You Sirrah, where's my daughter, enter steward. Stee, so please you. Enter. Lear, what says the fellow there, call the clotbull. Baccy, where's my fool, ho I think the world's. Asleep how now, where's that mongrel? Nay, he says my lord, your daughter's is not well. Lear, why came not the slaw baccy to me when I call 500 him? Nay, sir, he answered me in the roundest manner, he would not. Lear, he would not. Knight, my lord, I know not what the matter is, but to my illegitimate your highness is not entertain 500 with that ceremonious affection as you were wont. There's a great abatement of kindness appears as well in the general dependence, as in the duke himself also, and your daughter. Lear, ha, sayest thou so? Nay, I beseech you pardon me my lord if I be mistaken, for my duty cannot be silent when I think your highness wrong 500. Lear, thou but rememberest me of mine own conception, I ha pursued a most faint neglect of late, which I ha rather blamed as mine own eeless curiosity, than as a very pretence and purpose of vieng kindness. I will look further into't, but where's my fool? I ha not seen him this 2 days. Knight, since my young lady's going into France. Sir, the fool hath much pined away. Lear, no more of that, I ha noted it well, go you and tell my daughter I would speak with her. Go you call hither my fool, O you sir, you come you hither sir, who am I sir? Enter steward. Stee, my lady's father. Lear, my lady's father, my lord's gnaw you whoreson. Dog you slaw you cur. Stee, I am none of these my lord. I beseech your pardon. Lear, do you bandy looks with me, you rascal? Stee, I'll not be struck in my lord. Can't, nor tripped neither, you base football player. Lear, I thank thee fellow. Thou sarest me, and I'll allow thee. Kent, come sir arise away, I'll teach you differences. Away, away, if you will measure your lubber's length agantari, but away, go to, ha you wystome so. Lear, now my friendly gnaw I thank thee, there's earnest of thy sarowis. Enter fool. Fool, let me hire him too, here's my coxcomb. Lear, how now my pretty gnaw, how dost thou? Fool, Sirrah, you were best take my coxcomb. Lear, why my boy, fool, why, for taking one's part that's out of four nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits, thou'lt catch cold shortly, there take my coxcomb. Why this fellow has banished 502 on's daughters, and 999 the third a blessing against his will, if thou follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. How now nuncle, would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters. Lear, why my boy? Fool, if I gaw them all my lewing, I 450 keep my coxcombs. Myself there's mine, beg another. Daughters. Lear, take heed Sirrah the whip. Fool, truth's a dog must to kennel, he must be whipped out, when the lady brack may stand by th fire and stink. Lear, a pestilent gall to me. Fool, Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech. Lear, do. Fool, mark it nuncle. Ha more than thou showest. Speak less than thou knowest. Lend less than thou owest. Ride more than thou goest. Learn more than thou trowest. Set less than thou throwest. Low thy drink and thy whore. And keep and adore. And thou shalt ha more. Then 2 tens to a score. Can't, this is nothing fool. Fool, then 'tis like the breath of an VN feed lawyer. You gaw me nothing for't, can you make no VSC of nothing? Nuncles. Lear, why no boy? Nothing can be made out of nothing. Fool, prithee tell him, so much the rent of his land. Comes to, he will not believe you a fool. Lear, a bitter fool. Fool, dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet one? Lear, no lad, teach me. Fool, nuncle, giu me an egg, and I'll giu thee 2 crowns. Lear, what 2 crowns shall they be? Fool, why after I ha cut the egg ath middle and eat VP the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clowest thy crowns ath middle and gost away both parts, thou borest then assay on thy baccy or the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown, when thou gost thy golden one away. If I speak like myself in this, let him be whipped that first finds it so. Fools had near less grace in a year, for wise men are grown foppish, and know not how their wits to wear, their manners are so apish. Lo, when were you wont to be so full of songs, sirrah? Fool! I ha' said it, nuncle, ere since thou madst thy daughters thy mothers, for when thou gost them the rod, and putst down thine own breeches, then they for sodding I 999 weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo-peep, and go the fool among. Prythee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie, I would fain learn to lie. Lear, and you lie, sirrah, we 50 ha you whipped. Fool, I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are, they 50 ha me whipped for speaking true, thou'lt ha me whipped for lying, and sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I had rather be any kind o' thing than a fool, and yet I would not be thee, nuncle, thou hast paired thy widow both sides, and left nothing i'th middle, here comes one o'th pairings. Enter Goneril. Lear, how now, daughter, what makes that frontlet on, you are too much of late i'th frown. Fool, thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning, now thou art an o without a figure, I am better than thou art now, I am a fool, thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue, so your face bids me though you say nothing. Mum, he that keeps nor crust, nor crumb, weary of all, shall want some. That's a shield 500 pescod. Gone, not only sir this, you're all lysank 500 fool, but other of your insolent retinue. Do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank, and not to be endure 500 riots, sir. I had thought by making this well-known VNTOU to ha found a safe redress, but now grow fearful, by what yourself too late ha spoke and done, that you protect this course, and put it on, by your allowance, which if you should the fault, would not scape censure, nor the redresses sleep, which in the tender of a wholesome wheel, mighty in their working, do you that offense, which else were shame, that then necessity, will call discreet proceeding. Fool, for you know, nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long, that it's had it head bit off by it young, so out went the candle, and we were left darkling. Lear, are you our daughter? Gone, I would you would make VSC of your good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions, which of late transport you from what you rightly are. Fool, may not an ascend know when the cart draws the horse. Whoop ig, I allow thee. Lear, does any here know me? This is not Lear. Does Lear walk thus, speak thus, where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens, his discernings are lethargied, ha waking, 'tis not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am? Fool, Lear's shadow. Lear, your name, fair gentlewoman. Gone, this admiration, sir, is much sore. Of other your new pranks, I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As you are old, and ruined should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires. Men so disorder 500, so debauch 500 and bold, that this our court infected with their manners shows like a riotous in knee, epicurusme and lust, makes it more like a tavern or a brothel than a grack 500 palace, the shame itself doth speak. For instant remedy, be then desire 500. By her, that else will take the thing she begges. A little to disquantity your train. And the remainders that shall still depend. To be such men as may besort your age. Which know themselves and you. Lear, darkness and deals. Saddle my horses, call my train together. Degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee. Yet ha I left a daughter. Gone, you strike my people, and your disorder 500 rabble makes servants of their betters. Enter Albany. Lear, woe that too late repents. Is it your will, speak, sir, prepare my horses. Ingratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend. More hideous when thou show'st thee in a child. Then the sea monster. Alb, pray sir, be patient. Lear, detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice, and rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name, O most small fault. How vigli 999th thou in Cordelia show. which like an engine, ranked my frame of nature. From the fixed place, drew from my heart all low, and added to the gall, O Lear's Lear. Beat at this gate that let thy folly in, and thy dear illegitimate out. Go, go, my people. Alb, my lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant. Of what hath moved you? Lear, it may be so, my lord. Hear nature, hear dear goddess, hear. Suspend thy purpose, if thou 999th intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb canoe sterility. Drive VP in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body, newer spring. A babe to honor her, if she must teem. Create her child of spleen, that it may liu. And be a thwart disnator, 500 torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth. With cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks. Turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is. To ha thankless child, away, away. Enter. Alb, now gods that we adore. Whereof comes this? Gone, newer afflict yourself to know more of it. But let his disposition ha that scope. As dotage use it. Enter Lear. Lear, what 50 of my followers at a clap? Within a fortnight. Alb, what's the matter, sir? Lear, I'll tell thee. Life and death, I am a sham 500. That thou hast power to shake my manhood thus. That these hot tears, which break from me perforce, should make thee worth them. Blasts and fogges vipon thee. The intended woundings of a father's curse. Pierce Uri sense about thee, old fond eyes. Beweep this cause again, I'll pluck ye out, and cast you with the waters that you loose. To temper clay, ha, let it be so. I ha another daughter, who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails, she 50 flee thy waluish visage, thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think. I ha cast off for youer. Exit. Gone, do you mark that? Alb, I cannot be so partial, Goneril. To the great Lao I bear you. Gone, pray you content, what Oswald Hoa. You, sir, more na than fool, after your master. Fool, nuncle Lear. Tari, take the fool with thee. A fox, when one has caught her, and such a daughter, should sure to the slaughter. If my cap would buy a halter, so the fool follows after. Exit. Gone, this man hath had good counsel. 100 knights. 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep. At point 100 knights, yes, that on Uri dream. Each buzz, each fancy, each complaint, dislike. He may enguard his dotage with their powers, and hold our lius in mercy, Oswald I say. Alb, well you may fear too far. Gone, safer than trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear. Not fear still to be taken, I know his heart. What he hath vt ter 500, I ha writ my sister. If she sustain him, and his 100 knights. When I ha show 500 vn fitness. Enter steward. How now, Oswald? What ha you writ that letter to my sister? Stew I, madam. Gone, take you some company, and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fear. And thereto, add such reasons of your own as may compact it more, get you gone. And hasten your return, no, my lord. This milky gentleness, and course of yours. Though I condemn ye not, yet viender pardon. You are much more at task for want of wisdom. Then prize 500 for harmful mildness. Alb, how far your eyes may pierce I cannot tell. Strewing to better, oft we mar what's well. Gone, nay then. Alb, well, uint. Exeunt. Shana Quinta. Enter Lear, Kent, gentleman and fool. Lear, go you before to Gloucester with these letters. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know, Then comes from her demand out of the letter, if your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there afore you. Kent, I will not sleep, my lord, till I ha de leeward. Your letter. Enter. Fool, if a man's brains were in's heels, were't not in danger of kibes. Lear, I boys. Fool, then I prithee be merry, thy wit shall not go slipshod. Lear, ha ha ha. Fool, shalt see thy other daughter will via see thee kindly, for though she's as like this, as a crab's like an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell. Lear, what canst ye tell, boy? Fool, she will taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands ath middle on's face. Lear's no. Fool, why to keep one's eyes of either side's nose? That what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into. Lear, I 999 her wrong. Fool, canst ye tell how an oyster makes his shell? Lear's no. Fool, nor I neither, but I can tell why a snail has a house. Lear, why? Fool, why to put's head in, not to gew it away to his daughters, and low his horns without a case. Lear, I will forget my nature, so kind a father, be. My horse is ready. Fool, thy asses are gone about 'em, the reason why. The Sewan stars are no mo than Sewan, is a pretty reason. Lear, because they are not 8. Fool, yes indeed, thou wouldst make a good fool. Lear, to tact agin perforce, monster ingratitude. Fool, if thou wert my fool nuncle, 49,500 ha thee. Beaten for being old before thy time. Lear, how's that? Fool, thou shouldst not ha been old till thou hadst been wise. Lear, oh let me not be mad, not mad sweet Hoen. Keep me in temper, I would not be mad. How now are the horses ready? Gent, ready my lord. Lear, come boy. Fool, she that's a maid now, and laughs at my departure. Shall not be a maid long, vien less things be cut shorter. Exeunt. Actus secundus, scena prima. Enter Bastard and Curin surely. Bast saw the Curin. Cur and you sir I ha been with your father, and given him notice that the Duke of Cornwall, and Regan his Duchess, will be here with him this night. Bast, how comes that? Cur, nay I know not, you ha heard of the news abroad. I mean the whisper 500 ones, for they are yet but ear-kissing arguments. Bast, not I, pray you what are they? Cur, ha you heard of no likely wars toward twixt the Dukes of Cornwall and Albany? Bast, not a word. Cur, you may do then in time. Fare you well, sir. Enter. Bast, the Duke be here tonight, the better best. This woes itself perforce into my business. My father hath set guard to take my brother. And I ha one thing of a queasy question, which I must act, briefness in fortune work. Enter Edgar. Brother, a word descend, brother I say. My father watches, O sir, fly this place. Intelligence is genuine where you are hid. You ha now the good advantage of the night. Ha you not spoken, gainst the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither, now ath night, I'th haste. And Regan with him, ha you nothing said? Vipon his party, gainst the Duke of Albany. Aduise yourself. Edge, I am sure on't, not a word. Bast, I hear my father coming, pardon me. In cunning, I must draw my sword vipon you. Draw, seem to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield come before my father, light hoa here. Fly brother, torches, torches, so farewell. Exit Edgar. Some blood drawn on me, would beget opinion. Of my more fierce endower, I ha seen drunkards. Do more than this in sport, father, father. Stop, stop, no help. Enter Gloucester, and Sarowants with torches. Glow, now Edmund, where's the villain? Bast, here stood he in the dark, his sharp sword out. Mumbling of wicked charms, caneering the moon. To stand auspicious mistress. Glow, but where is he? Bast, look sir, I bleed. Glow, where is the villain Edmund? Bast, fled this way sir, when by no means he could. Glow, pursue him, ho, go after, by no means what? Bast, persuade me to the murder of your lordship. But that I told him the ruinging gods. Gainst parricides 999, all the thunder bend. Spoke with how manifold, and strong a bond. The child was bound toth father, sir in fine. Seeing how lothly opposite I stood. To his via natural purpose, in fell motion. With his prepared sword, he charges home. My via embroidered body, latch 500 mine arm. And when he saw my best alarm 500 spirits. Bold in the quarrel's right, ruse 500 to encounter. Or whether gasted by the noise I made. Full suddenly he fled. Gloucester, let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain bien caught. And found, dispatch, the noble duke my master. My worthy arch and patron comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it. That he which finds him shall deserve our thanks. Bringing the murderous coward to the stake. He that conceals him death. Bast, when I dissuaded him from his intent. And found him pight to do it, with cursed speech. I threatened 500 to discour him, he replied. Thou vien possessing bastard, dost thou think? If I would stand against thee, would the repose all of any trust, virtue, or worth in thee? Make thy words faith 500, no, what should I deny? As this I would, though thou didst produce. My very character, I 450 turn it all. To thy suggestion, plot, and damned practice. And thou must make a dullard of the world. If they not thought the prophets of my death were very pregnant and potential spirits. To make thee seek it. Tuck it within. Glow, O strange and fastened villain. Would he deny his letter, said he. Hark, the duke's trumpets, I know not where he comes. All ports I'll bar, the villain shall not scape. The duke must grant me that, besides his picture, I will send far and near, that all the kingdom may ha do note of him, and of my land. Loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable. Enter Cornwall, Regan and attendants. Corn, how now my noble friend, since I came hither, which I can call but now, I ha heard strangeness. Reg, if it be true, all vengeance comes too short. Which can pursue offender, how dost my lord? Glow, O madam, my old heart is crack 500, it's crack 500. Reg, what 999 my father's godsons seek your life. He whom my father nom 500, your Edgar. Glow, O lady, shame what hot hid. Reg, was he not companion with the riotous knights? That tended vipon my father. Glow, I know not madam, 'tis too bad, too bad. Bast, yes madam, he was of that consort. Reg, no Maruel then, though he were 99 affected. 'Tis they ha put him on the old man's death. To ha expense and wast of his ruinus. I ha this present ewening from my sister. Being well informed 500 of them, and with such cautions, that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there. Cor, nor I assure thee Regan. Edmund, I hear that you ha shewn your father a childlike office. Bast, it was my duty, sir. Glow, he 999 beret his practice, and receive 500. This hurt you see, strewing to apprehend him. Cor, is he pursued? Glow, I my good lord. Cor, if he be taken, he shall newer more. Be fear 500 of doing harm, make your own purpose. How in my strength you please, for you Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust, we shall much need. You we first seize on. Bast, I shall say you sir truly, how your else. Glow, for him I thank your grace. Cor, you know not why we came to visit you. Reg, thus out of season, threading dark I 500 night. Occasions noble Gloucester of some prize. wherein we must ha vsc of your aduois. Our father he hath writ, so hath our sister. Of differences, which I best thought it fit to answer from our home, the surall messengers. From hence attend dispatch, our good old friend. Lay comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful counsel to our businesses, which cause the instant vsc. Glow, I serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome. Exeunt, flourish. Scena secunda. Enter Kent and steward surely. Stew, good dawning to thee, friend, art of this house. Kent, I. Stew, where may we set our horses? Kent, I thmire. Stew, prithee, if thou loust me, tell me. Kent, I low thee not. Stee, why then I care not for thee. Kent, if I had thee in Lipsbury pinfold, I would make thee care for me. Stee, why dost thou vsc me thus? I know thee not. Kent, fellow, I know thee. Stee, what dost thou know me for, Kent? A rascal, an eater of broken meats, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, 3-suited £100, filthy woosted stocking gnaw, a lily-leeward, action-taking, whoreson, glass-gazing, superserviceable finical rogue, one trunk-inheriting slaw, one that wouldst be a bod in way of good service, and art nothing but the composition of a gnaw, beggar, coward, pandar, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch, one whom I will beat into clamours whining, if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition. Stew, why what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee? Kent, what a brazen fact 500 varlet art thou to deny thou knowest me? Is it 2 days since I tripped VP thy heels and beat thee before the king? Draw you rogue, for though it be night, yet the moon shines, I'll make a sop oth moonshine of you, you whoreson cullionly barber monger, draw. Stew, away, I ha nothing to do with thee. Kent, draw you rascal, you come with letters against the king, and take vanity the puppet's part, against the royalty of her father. Draw you rogue, or I'll so carbonado your shanks, draw you rascal, come your ways. Stee, help ho murther help. Kent, strike you slaw, stand rogue, stand you neat. Slaw strike. Stew, help hoa murther murther. Enter bastard, Cornwall, Regan, Gloucester, Serowants. Bast, how now what's the matter, part. Kent, with you goodman boy, if you please come. I'll flesh ye, come on young master. Glow weapons, arms, what's the matter here? Cor, keep peace vpon your leus, he dies that strikes. Again, what is the matter? Reg, the messengers from our sister and the king. Cor, what is your difference, speak. Stew, I am scarce in breath, my lord. Kent, no marvel, you ha so bestir 500 your valor, you cowardly rascal, nature disclaims in thee. A tailor made thee. Cor, thou art a strange fellow, a tailor make a man. Kent, a tailor, sir, a stonecutter or a painter could not ha made him so 99, though they had been but 2 years off trade. Cor, speak yet, how grew your quarrel? Stee, this ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I ha spar 500. At suit of his grey beard. Kent, thou whoreson zed, thou vn necessary letter. My lord, if you will gu me low, I will tread this vn bolted villain into mortar and daub the wall of Ajax with him. Spare my grey beard, you wagtail, Cor. Peace, sirrah, you beastly gnaw, know you no ruerance. Kent, yes, sir, but anger hath a preuilet. Cor, why art thou angry? Kent, that such a slaw as this should wear a sword. Who wears no honesty, such smiling rogues as these. Like rats oft bite the holy cords a-twain, which are tea and trents, tvn loose, smooth Uri passion. That in the natures of their lords rebel. Being oil to fire, snow to the colder moods. Ruinge, affirm and turn their halcyon beaks. With Uri gall, and vary of their masters. Knowing not like doggis but following. A plague vpon your epileptic visage. Smoil you my speeches, as I were a fool. Goose, if I had you vpon serum plain. Chapter 1, 450 drew ye cackling home to Camelot. Corn, what art thou mad old fellow? Glost, how fill you out say that? Kent, no contraries hold more antipathy than I in such a gnaw. Corn, why dost thou call him gnaw? What is his fault? Kent, his countenance likes me not. Cor, no more perchance dues mine, nor his, nor hers. Can't, sir, tease my occupation to be plain. I ha seen better faces in my time. Then stands on any shoulder that I see. Before me, at this instant. Corn, this is some fellow. Who hoing been prize 500 for bluntness, doth affect. A saucy roughens, and constrains the garb. Quite from his nature, he cannot flatter he. An honest mind and plain, he must speak truth. And they will take it so, if not he's plain. These kind of gnaws I know, which in this plainness harbor more craft, and more corrupter ends. Then 20 silly ducking observants. That stretch their duties nicely. Kent, sir, in good faith and sincere verity. Viender th, allowance of your great aspect. Whose influence like the wreath of radiant fire. On flickering Phoebus' front. Corn, what means he by this? Kent, to go out of my dialect which you discommend so much. I know, sir, I am no flatterer. He that beguiled you in a plain accent was a plain gnaw, which for my part I will not be, though I should win your displeasure to entreat me to't. Corn, what was offense you gaw him? I nor gaw him any. It please 500 the king his master very late. To strike at me, vpon his misconstruction. When he compact, and flattering his displeasure. Tripped me behind, being down, insulted, rail 500. And put vpon him such a deal of man. That worthied him, got praises of the king. For him attempting, who was self-subdued. And in the fleshment of this dead exploit. Drew on me here again. Kent, none of these rogues and cowards. But Ajax is their fool. Corn, fetch forth the stocks. You stubborn ancient gnaw, you ruinant braggart. We 50 teach you. Kent, sir, I am too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me, I Sarah the king. On whose employment I was sent to you. You shall do small respects, show too bold malice. Against the grace and person of my master. Stalking his messenger. Corn, fetch forth the stocks. As I haul life and honor, there shall he sit till no one. Reg till no one, till night my lord and all night too. Kent, why madam, if I were your father's dog. You should not see me so. Reg, sir, being his gnaw I will. Stocks brought out. Cor, this is a fellow of the self-same color. Our sister speaks of, come, bring away the stocks. Glow, let me beseech your grace, not to do so. The king his master, needs must take it 99. That he so slightly valued in his messenger. Should ha him thus restrained. Cor, I'll answer that. Reg, my sister may receive it much more worse. To ha her gentleman Abu's 500, assaulted. Corn, come my lord away. Enter. Glow, I am sorry for thee friend, tease the duke's pleasure. Whose disposition all the world well knows. Will not be rubbed 500 nor stopped, I'll entreat for thee. Kent, pray do not, sir, I ha watch 500 and troil 500 hard. Sometime I shall sleep out, the rest I'll whistle. A good man's fortune may grow out at heels. You good morrow. Glow, the duke's too blame in this. 'Twill be 99 taken. Enter. Kent, good king, that must approw the common saw. Thou out of Hohen's benediction com'st. To the warm sun. Approach thou beacon to this viender globe. That by thy comfortable beams I may peruse this letter, nothing almost sees miracles. But misery, I know tease from Cordelia. Who hath most fortunately been in form 500. Of my obscured course, and shall find time. From this enormous state, seeking to Giu. Losses their remedies, all weary and a rewatch 500. Take vantage hoey eyes, not to behold. This shameful lodging, fortune good night. Smile once more, turn thy wheel. Enter Edgar. Edge, I heard myself proclaim 500. And by the happy hollow of a tree. Escap 500 the hunt, no port is free, no place. That guard, and most venus all vigilance. Does not attend my taking, whiles I may scape. I will pursue myself, and am bethought to take the basest and most poorest shape, that your penury, in contempt of man, brought near to beast, my face I'll grime with filth, blanket my loins, else all my hairs in knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars who with roaring voices strike in their numb 500 and mortified arms pins, wadden pricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary, and with this horrible obecht from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepscotes and mills, sometimes with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity, poor Turligod, poor Tom. That's something yet, Edgar, I nothing am. Enter Lear, fool and gentleman. Lee, 'tis strange that they should so depart from home, and not send back ye my messengers. Gent, as I learned 500. The night before, there was no purpose in them. Of this Ramow. Kent, hail to thee, noble master. Lear, ha, max thou this shame thy pastime? Kent, no, my lord. Fool, ha ha, he wears cruel garters, horses are tied by the heads, dogges and bears by'th neck, monkeys by'th loins, and men by'th legs. When a man our lusty at legs, then he wears wadden nether stocks. Lear, what's he? That hath so much thy place mistook to set thee here. Kent, it is both he and she. Your son and daughter. Lear's no. Kent, yes. Lear, no, I say. Kent, I say yea. Lear, by Eupiter I swear no. Kent, by Juno I swear I. Lear, they durst not dot. They could not, would not dot, 'tis worse than murther. To do vipon respect such violent outrage. Resolue me with all modest haste, which way thou mightst ye desire, or they impose this visage. Coming from versus. Kent, my lord, when at their home. I 999, commend your highness letters to them. Ere I was risen from the place, that showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking post. Stew 500 in his haste, half breathless, painting forth from Goneril his mistress, salutations. Deliver 500 letters, spite of intermission, which presently they read, on those contents. They summoned 500 VP their many, straight took horse. Commanded me to follow and attend. The leisure of their answer, gaw me cold looks. And meeting here the other messenger, whose welcome I pursue 500, had poisoned 500 mine. Being the very fellow which of late displayed so saucily against your highness, hawing more man than wit about me drew. He rise 500 the house, with loud and coward cries. Your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame which here it suffers. Fool, winter's not gone yet, if the will 500 geese fly that way. Fathers that wear rags, do make their children blind. But fathers that bear bags, shall see their children kind. Fortune that errant whore, near turns the key toth poor. But for all this thou shalt ha as many dolours for thy daughters, as thou canst tell in a year. Lear, oh how this mother swells VP toward my heart. Historica passio, down thou climbing sorrow. Thy elements below, where is this daughter? Kent, with the Earl sir, here within. Lear, follow me not, stay here. Enter. Jen made you no more offence. But what you speak of? Kent, none. How chance the king comes with so small a number? Fool, and thou hadst been set I'th stocks for that. Question, thou'dst well deserve 500 it. Kent, why fool, fool, we 50 set thee to school to an ant, to teach thee there's no labouring ath winter. All that follow their noses are led by their eyes but blind men, and there's not a nose among 20 but can smell him that's stinking. Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following. But the great one that goes VP ward, let him draw thee after. When a Weissman gius thee better counsel giu me mine again, I would ha none but naws follow it. since a fool use it. That sir which serues and seeks for gain, and follows but for form, will packy when it begins to rain, and low thee in the storm, but I will tarry, the fool will stay, and let the wiseman fly. The naw turns fool that runs away, the fool no naw purdy. Enter Lear and Gloucester, Kent, where learn 500 you this fool, not I stocks fool. Lear, deny to speak with me. They are sick, they are weary. They ha troil 500 all the night, mere fetches. The images of ruled and flying off. Fetch me a better answer. Glow, my dear lord. You know the fiery quality of the Duke. How unremovable and fixed he is. In his own course. Lear, vengeance, plague, death, confusion. Fiery, what quality? Why Gloucester, Gloucester. Chapter 1. 450 Speak with the Duke of Cornwall and his wife. Glow, well my good lord, I ha inform 500 them so. Lear, inform 500 them, dost thou understand me man. Glow, I my good lord. Lear, the king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughter speak, commands tens seruous. Are they inform 500 of this, my breath and blood? Fiery, the fiery duke, tell the hot duke that. No, but not yet, maybe he is not well. Infirmity doth still neglect all office. Whereto our health is bound, we are not ourselves. When nature being oppressed, commands the mind to suffer with the body, I'll forbear. And am fallen out with my more headier will to take the indispose 500 and sickly fit. For the sound man, death on my state, wherefore should he sit here, this act persuades me that this remotion of the Duke and her is practice only, giu me my seruant forth. Go tell the Duke, and's wife, 49,500 speak with them. Now presently, bid them come forth and hear me. Or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum, till it cry sleep to death. Glow, I would ha all well betwixt you. Enter. Lear, owe me my heart, my rising heart, but down. Fool, cry to it nuncle, as the cockney 999 to the eels, when she put him with paste aliu, she napped him oath coxcombs with a stick, and cried down wantons down. 'Twas her brother, that in pure kindness to his horse buttered his hay. Enter Cornwall, Regan, Gloucester, seruants. Lear, good morrow to you both. Corn, hail to your grace. Kent here set at liberty. Reg, I am glad to see your highness. Lear, Regan, I think you are. I know what. I ha to think so, if thou shouldst not be glad. I would divorce me from thy mother Tom. Sepulchring an adulteress, oh are you free? Some other time for that, beloud Regan. Thy sister's not, O Regan, she hath tied. Sharp tooth 500 vn kindness, like a vulture here. I can scarce speak to thee, thou'lt not believe you. With how deprow 500 equality, O Regan. Reg, I pray you sir, take patience I ha hope. You less know how to value her desert. Then she to scant her duty. Lear say, how is that? Reg, I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation, if sir perchance she ha restrained the riots of your followers. 'Tis on such ground, and to such wholesome end, as clears her from all blame. Lear, my curse is on her. Reg, oh sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of his confine, you should be roll 500 and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself, therefore I pray you that to our sister you do make return. Say you ha wrong 500 her. Lear, ask her forgiveness. Do you but mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is necessary, on my knees I beg that you 50 vouchsafe me raiment, bed and food. Reg, good sir, no more, these are sightly tricks. Return you to my sister. Lear, newer Regan. She hath abated me of half my train. Look 500 blackie vpon me, strook me with her tongue. Most serpent-like, vpon the very heart. All the store 500 vengeances of Hohen, fall on her ingrateful top, strike her young bones. You taking airs with lameness. Corn ficer fi. Let you nimble lightnings dart your blinding flames into her scornful eyes, infect her beauty. You fen suck 500 fogges, drawn by the powerful sun, to fall and blister. Reg, oh the blessed gods. So will you wish on me, when the rash mood is on. Lear, no Regan, thou shalt newer ha my curse. Thy tender-hefted nature shall not gee you. Thee ore to harshness, her eyes are fierce but thine. Do comfort and not burn, tease not in thee. To grudge my pleasures, to cut off my train. To bandy hasty words, to scant my sizes. And in conclusion, to oppose the bolt. Against my calming in, thou better know'st he. The offices of nature, bond of childhood. Effects of courtesy, dues of gratitude. Thy half-oath kingdom hast thou not forgot. Wherein I thee endow 500. Reg, good sir toth purpose. Tuck it within. Lear, who put my man i'th stocks. Enter steward. Corn, what trumpets that? Reg, I note my sisters, this approuse her letter. That she would soon be here, is your lady come? Lear, this is a slaw, whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the sickly grace of her he follows. Out varlet from my sight. Corn, what means your grace? Enter Goneril. Lear, who stalked my Saruant, Regan I ha good hope. Thou 999th, not no aunt. Who comes here, O Hoens? If you do allow old men, if your sweet sway. Allow obedience, if your selus are old. Make it your cause, send down and take my part. Art not a sham 500, to look vipon this beard. O Regan, will you take her by the hand? Gone, why not by th' hand, sir, how I offended. All's not offense that indiscretion finds. And dotage term so. Lear, O sides you are too tough. Will you yet hold? How came my man i'th stocks? Corn, I set him there, sir, but his own disorders. Deserve 500 much less aduancement. Lear, you, 999 you. Reg, I pray you father being weak, seems so. If till the expiration of your moneth, you will return and sojourn with my sister. Dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home, and out of that Prusian, which shall be needful for your entertainment. Lear, return to her, and 50 men dismiss 500. No, rather I abjure all roofs, and choose to wage against the enmity oth air. To be a comrade with the wolf and owl. Necessity's sharp pinch, return with her. Why the hot-bloodied France, that dowerless took. Our youngest born, I could as well be brought to knee his throne, and squire-like pension beg. To keep base life afoot, return with her. Persuade me rather to be slaw and sumpter. To this detested groom. Gone, at your choice, sir. Lear, I prithee daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child, farewell. We 50 no more meet, no more see one another. But yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine, thou art a bile. A plague sore, or embossed carbuncle. In my corrupted blood, but I'll not chide thee. Let shame come when it will, I do not call it. I do not bid the thunder-bearer shoot, nor tell tales of thee to high-yidging Io. Mend when thou canst be better at thy leisure. I can be patient, I can stay with Regan. I and my 100 knights. Reg, not altogether so. I look 500 not for you yet, nor am pruited. For your fit welcome, gie you ear, sir, to my sister. For those that mingle reason with your passion must be content to think you old, and so. But she knows what she does. Lear, is this well spoken? Reg, I dare ouch it, sir, what 50 followers? Is it not well, what should you need of more? Yea, or so many, sith that both charge and danger. Speak gainst so great a number, how in one house should many people, viender two commands? Hold amity, 'tis hard, almost impossible. Gone, why might not you, my lord, receive you attendance? From those that she calls seruants, or from mine? Reg, why not, my lord? If then they chank 500 to slacky ye, we could control them, if you will come to me. For now I spy a danger, I entreat you to bring but few and 20, to no more. Will I gie you place or notice? Lear, I got you all. Reg, and in good time you got it. Lear made you my guardians, my depositaries, but kept a reservation to be followed. With such a number, what must I come to you? With few and 20, Regan said you so. Reg, and speaked Agin my lord, no more with me. Lee, those wicked creatures yet do look well for 500. When others are more wicked, not being the worst, stands in some rank of praise, I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double few and 20. And thou art twice her low. Gone, hear me my lord. What need you few and 20, 10, or few? To follow in a house, where twice so many ha command to tend you. Reg, what need one? Lear, oh reason not the need, our basest beggars are in the poorest thing superfluous. Allow not nature, more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as beasts, thou art a lady. If onely to go warm were gorgeous. Why nature needs, not what thou gorgeous wear'st, which scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true need. You hoans, give me that patience, patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much. To bear it tamely, touch me with noble anger. And let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks, know you via natural hags. I will ha such ruinges on you both, that all the world shall I will do such things. What they are yet, I know not, but they shall be. The terrors of the earth, you think I'll weep. No, I'll not weep, I ha full cause of weeping. Storm and tempest. But this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws. Or ere I'll weep, O fool, I shall go mad. Exeunt. Corn, let these withdraw, 'twill be a storm. Reg, this house is little, the old man and's people cannot be well bestow 500. Gone, 'tis his own blame hath put himself from rest, and must needs taste his folly. Reg, for his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not one follower. Gone, so am I purpose 500. Where is my lord of Gloucester? Enter Gloucester. Corn, followed the old man forth, he is returned 500. Glow, the king is in high rage. Corn, whither is he going? Glow, he cows to horse, but will I know not whether. Corn, 'tis best to gee him way, he leads himself. Gone, my lord, entreat him by no means to stay. Glow, a lackey the night comes on and the high winds do sorely ruffle, for many miles about. There's scarce a bush. Reg, O sir, to wilful men, the iniuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters, shut VP your doors. He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to haw his ear abus 500, Wystom bids fear. Cor, shut VP your doors, my lord, 'tis a will 500 night. My Regan counsels well, come out oth storm. Exeunt. Actus tertius, scena prima. Storm still, enter Kent and a gentleman sewerily. Kent, who's there besides foul weather? Gen one minded like the weather, most vieng quietly. Kent, I know you, where's the king? Gent, contending with the fretful elements, bids the wind blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters bow the main, that things might change or cease. Kent, but who is with him? Gent, none but the fool who labors to out-east his heart-struck iniuries. Kent, sir, I do know you, and dare vipon the warrant of my note. Commend a dear thing to you, there is division. although as yet the face of it is cower 500. With mutual cunning, twixt Albany and Cornwall. Hoo-ha, as hoo-ha not, that their great stars thrawn 500 and set high, Saracens who seem no less. Which are to France the spies and speculations. Intelligent of our state, what hath been seen, either in snuffs and packings of the dukes, or the hard rene which both of them hath borne, against the old kind king, or something deeper, whereof perchance these are but furnishings. Gent, I will talk further with you. Kent, no, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, open this purse and take what it contains, if you shall see Cordelia. As fear not but you shall show her this ring, and she will tell you who that fellow is. That yet you do not know, fie on this storm. I will go seek the king. Gent, gi you me your hand. Ha you no more to say. Kent, few words, but to effect more than all yet. That when we ha found the king, in which your pain, that way I'll this, he that first lights on him. Holla the other. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Storm still, enter Lear and Fool. Lear, blow winds and crack your cheeks, rage, blow. You cataracts, and hyricano's spout. Till you ha drench 500 our steeples, drown the cocks. You sulphurous and thought executing fires. Vaunt couriers of oak-clowing thunderbolts. Singe my white head, and thou all-shaking thunder. Strike flat the thick rotundity oath world. Cracky nature's molds, all germans spill at once. That makes ingrateful man. Fool, O nuncle, court holy water in a dry house, is better than this rain water out o' door. Good nuncle in, ask thy daughter's blessing, here's a night pities neither wiseman nor fools. Lear, rumble thy belly full, spit fire, spout rain. Nor rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax not you, you elements with vieng kindness. I newer gaw you kingdom, call 500 you children. You owe me no subscription, then let fall your horrible pleasure, here I stand your slaw. A poor, infirm, weak and despise 500 old man. But yet I call you servile ministers. That will with 2 pernicious daughters ein. Your high engender 500 battles, gainst a head. So old and white as this, oh ho 'tis foul. Fool, he that has a house to put's head in has a good headpiece. The codpiece that will house, before the head has any. The head and he shall lose, so beggars marry many. The man why makes his toe, what he his heart should make. Shall of a corn cry woe, and turn his sleep to wake. For there was newer yet fair woman, but she made mouths in a glass. Enter Kent. Lear, no, I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing. Kent, who's there? Fool, Mary here's grace and a codpiece. Weissman and a fool. Kent, alas sir, are you here, things that low night. Low not such nights as these, the wrathful skies. Gallow the very wanderers of the dark. And make them keep their cause, since I was man. Such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder. Such groans of roaring wind, and rain I newer. Remember to ha heard, man's nature cannot carry. Th affliction nor the fear. Lear, let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads. Find out their enemies now, tremble thou wretch. That hast within thee vien divulged crimes. Vien whipped of Eustis, hide thee thou blouty hand. Thou purier 500, and thou simular of virtue. That art incestuous, caitiff to pieces shake. That viender cowart, and conunient seeming. Has practise 500 on man's life, close pent vp guilts. Reu your concealing continence, and cry. These dreadful summoners grace, I am a man. More sin 500 against, than sinning. Kent, a lackey bareheaded. Gracious my lord, hard by here is a Howell. Some friendship will it lend you gainst the tempest. Repose you there, while I to this hard house. More harder than the stones whereof teas rise 500. which Ewan but now, demanding after you. Deny 500 me to come in return and force. Their scanted courtesy. Lear, my wits begin to turn. Come on my boy, how dost my boy, art cold? I am cold myself, where's this straw my fellow? The art of our necessities is strange, and can make vilda things precious. Come your howl. Poor fool, and na I ha one part in my heart. That's sorry yet for thee. Fool, he that has and a little tine wit. With hey-ho, the wind and the rain. Must make content with his fortunes fit. Though the rain it raineth every day. Let true boy, come bring these to this howl. Enter. Fool, this is a braw night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word, than matter. When brewers mar their malt with water. When nobles are their tailors' tutors. No heretics burn 500, but wenches suitors. When Uri case in law is right. No squire in debt, nor no poor knight. When slanders do not lew in tongues. Nor cut purses come not to throngs. When visurers tell their gold i'th field. And bawds and whores do churches build. Then shall the realmy of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time, who leus to seat. That going shall b'vise 500 with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I lew before his time. Enter. Skina Tertia. Enter Gloucester and Edmund. A lackey Edmund, I like not this Vienne natural dealing. When I desired their low that I might pity him, they took from me the VSC of mine own house, charge 500 me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, or any way sustain him. Bast, most soige and Vienne natural. Go to, say you nothing, there is division between the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I ha received a letter this night, 'tis dangerous to be spoken, I ha lock 500 the letter in my closet, these iniuries the king now bears, will be ruined home. There is part of a power already footed, we must incline to the king, I will look him and prilly renew him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him pursued. If he ask for me, I am 99 and gone to bed if I die for it. As no less is threatened me, the king my old master must be relieved. There is strange things toward Edmund, pray you be careful. Enter. Bast, this courtesy forbid thee shall the duke. Instantly no, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me. That which my father looses, no less than all. The younger rises, when the old doth fall. Enter. Shana Quarta. Enter Lear, Kent and Fool. Kent, here is the place my lord, good my lord enter. The tyranny of the open night's too rough for nature to endure. Storm still. Lear, let me alone. Kent, good my lord enter here. Lear, wilt break my heart. Kent, I had rather break mine own. Good my lord enter. Lear, thou think'st 'tis much that this contentious storm innuides versus to the skin so, 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt, since shun a bear. But if thy flight lay toward the roaring sea, thou'dst meet the bear at mouth, when the mind's free. The body's delicate, the tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else. Saw what beats there, filial ingratitude. Is it not as this mouth should tear this hand? For lifting food toot, but I will punish home. No, I will weep no more, in such a night. To shut me out, pour on I will endure. In such a night as this, O Regan, Goneril. Your old kind father, whose frank heart gaw all. Oh, that way madness lies, let me shun that. No more of that. Kent, good my lord enter here. Lear, prithee go in thyself, seek thine own ease. This tempest will not gew me low to ponder on things would hurt me more, but I'll go in. In boy go first, you houseless poverty. Enter. Nay get thee in, I'll pray and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads, and VN fed sides. Your lop 500, and window 500 raggedness defend you. From seasons such as these, oh I hautain. Too little care of this, take physic pomp. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayest shake the superflux to them, and show the hoens more east. Enter Edgar and fool. Edge, fathom and half, poor Tom. Fool, come not in here nuncle, here's a spirit, help. Me help me. Kent, giu my thy hand, who's there? Fool, a spirit, he says his name's poor. Tom. Kent, what art thou that dost grumble thereith? Straw, come forth. Edge, away the foul fiend follows me, through the sharp hawthorn blow the winds. Hum, go to thy bed and warm thee. Lear 999th, thou giu all to thy daughters, and art thou come to this, Edgar, who gius anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire, and through flame, through sword and whirlpool, a bog and quagmire, that hath laid Neus viender his pillow, and halters in his pew, set ratsbane by his porridge, made him proud of heart, to ride on a bay-trotting horse, hour 4 inked, bridges to course his own shadow for a traitor. Bliss thy few wits, Tom's a cold. O do, bliss thee from whirlwinds, star-blasting and taking, do poor Tom some charity, whom the foul fiend vexes. There could I haw him now, and there again and there. Storm still. Lear, ha's his daughters brought him to this pass. Couldst thou saw nothing, wouldst thou giu him all? Fool, nay, he reserve 500 a blanket, else we had been all. Sham 500. Lee, now all the plagues that in the pendulous air. Hang fated men's faults, light on thy daughters. Kent, he hath no daughters, sir. Lear, death traitor, nothing could ha subdue 500 nature. To such a lowness, but his vieng kind daughters. Is it the fashion, that discarded fathers should ha thus little mercy on their flesh? Eudicious punishment, 'twas this flesh begot those pelicane daughters. Edge, Pillicock sat on Pillicock hill, alo, Lulu. Fool, this cold night will turn these all to fools, and madmen's. Edgar, take heed oath, foul fiend, obey thy parents, keep thy words eustis, swear not, commit not, with man's sworn spouse, set not thy sweetheart on proud array. Tom's a cold. Lear, what hast thou been? Edge, a sorrowingman, proud in heart and mind, that curl 500 my hair, wore glows in my cap, sorrow 500 the lust of my mistress' heart, and 999 the acty of darkness with her. Swore as many oaths as I spake words and broke them in the sweet face of Hoen. One that slept in the contraying of lust and whack 500 to doe it. Wine loo 500 I dearly, dice dearly, and in woman, out paramour 500 the Turk. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand, hog in sloth, fox in stealth, wolf in greediness, dog in madness, lion in prey. Let not the creaking of shoes, nor the rustling of silks betray thy poor heart to woman. Keep thy foot out of brothels, thy hand out of plackets, thy pen from lenders' books, and defy the foul fiend. Still through the hawthorn blows the cold wind. Says Suum mun nani dolphin my boy Sessi, let him trot by. Storm still. Lear, thou wert better in a gra than to answer with thy viencower 500 body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Thou ousty the worm no silk, the beast no hide, the sheep no wool, the cat no perfume. Ha, here's 3 ons are sophisticated. Thou art the thing itself, accommodated man is no more but such a poor bare forked animal as thou art. Off you lendings, come vien button here. Enter Gloucester with a torch. Fool, prithee nuncle be contented, 'tis a naughty night to swim in. Now a little fire in a wild field were like an old lecher's heart, a small spark, all the rest on's body cold. Look, here comes a walking fire. Edge, this is the foul flibberty gibbet, he begins at curfew and walks at first cock, he gius the web. And the pin, squints the eye and makes the hare lip. Mildews the white wheat, and hurts the poor creature. Of earths. Swithold-footed thrice the old. He met the nightmare, and her ninefold. Bid her alight, and her troth plight. And arrant thee which, arrant thee. Kent, how fares your grace? Lear, what's he? Kent, who's there, what is't you seek? Glue, what are you there, your names? Edge, poor Tom, that eats the swimming frog, the Toad, the tadpole, the walnut in the water, that, in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads, swallows the old rat, and the ditch dog drinks the green mantle of the standing pool, who is whipped from tithing to tithing, and stalked, punish 500, and imprison 500, who hath 3 sweets to his baccy, 6 shirts to his body, horse to ride, and weapon to wear. But mice and rats and such small deer ha been Tom's food for sewen long year. Beware my follower, peace smulkin, peace thou fiend. Glue, what hath your grace no better company? Edge, the prince of darkness, is a gentleman, mode. He's call 500, and Mahu. Glue, our flesh and blood, my lord, is grown so Vilda, that it doth hate what gets it. Edge, poor Tom's a cold. Glue, go in with me, my duty cannot suffer. Obey in all your daughter's hard commands, though their injunction be to bar my doors. And let this tyrannous night take hold upon you. Yet ha I ventured to come seek you out, and bring you where both fire and food is ready. Lear, first let me talk with this philosopher. What is the cause of thunder? Kent, good my lord, take his offer. Go into house. Lear, I'll talk a word with this same learned Theban. What is your study? Edge, how to prejunt the fiend, and to kill vermin. Lear, let me ask you one word in prejuate. Kent, importune him once more to go my lord. His wits begin tvn settle. Glue, canst thou blame him? Storm still. His daughters seek his death, ah that good Kent. He said it would be thus, poor banish 500 man. Thou sayest the king grows mad, I'll tell thee friend. I am almost mad myself, I had a son. Now outlaw 500 from my blood, he sought my life. But lately, very late, I lose 500 him friend. No father his son dearer, true to tell thee. The grief hath craz 500 my wits, what a night's this. I do beseech your grace. Lear, oh cry you mercy, sir. Noble philosopher, your company. Edge, Tom's a cold. Glue, in fellow there, into howl, keep thee warm. Lear, come, let's in all. Kent, this way my lord. Lear's with him. I will keep still with my philosopher. Kent, good my lord, sooth him. Let him take the fellow. Glue, take him you on. Kent, sirrah, come on, go along with verses. Lear, come, good Athenian. Glue, no words, hush. Edge, child Roland to the dark tower came. His word was still, fi, fo, and fum. I smell the blood of a British man. Exeunt. Shana Quinta. Enter Cornwall and Edmund. Corn, I will ha my ruinge, ere I depart his house. Bast, how my lord, I may be censured, that nature thus gives way to loyalty, something fears me to think of. Cornwa, I now perceive you, it was not altogether your brother's Yule disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set a work by a reprobable badness in himself. Bast, how malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be east. This is the letter which he spoke of, which approuse him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. O Hoens, that this treason were not, or not I the detector. Corn, go with me to the Duchess. Bast, if the matter of this paper be certain, you ha mighty business in hand. Corn, true or false, it hath made the Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension. Bast, if I find him comforting the king, it will stuff his suspicion more fully. I will pursue her in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood. Corn, I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dear father in my low. Exeunt. Shana Sexta. Enter Kent and Gloucester. Glue, here is better than the open air, take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you. Exit. Kent, all the power of his wits, ha genuine way to his impatience, the gods reward your kindness. Enter Lear, Edgar, and Fool. Edge, Frateretto calls me, and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray innocent, and beware the foul fiend. Fool, prithee nuncle tell me, whether a madman be a gentleman, or a Lear a king a king. Fool, no, he's a yeoman, that has a gentleman to his son, for he's a mad yeoman that sees his son a gentleman before him. Lear, to ha 1,000 with red burning spits. Come hissing in vipon. Edge, bless thy few wits. Kent, oh pity, sir, where is the patience now? That you so oft ha boasted to retain. Edge, my tears begin to take his part so much. They mar my counterfeiting. Lear, the little dog is, and all. Tray, Blanche, and sweetheart, see they bark at me. Edge, Tom will throw his head at them, on't you. Curs, be thy mouth or blacky or white. Tooth that poisons if it bite. Mastiff, greyhound, mongrel, grim. Hound or spaniel, break or him. Or bobtail tight, or trouttle tail. Tom will make him weep and wail. For with throwing thus my head. Dogs leapt the hatch, and all are fled. Do-da-da-da, seize, come, march to wakes and fairs. In market towns, poor Tom thy horn is dry. Lear, then let them anatomize Regan, see what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that make these hard hearts? You, sir, I entertain for one of my 100, only I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are Persian, but let them be. Changed. Enter Gloucester. Kent, now good my lord, lie here and rest a while. Lear, make no noise, draw the curtains. So we 50 go to supper at morning. Fool, and I'll go to bed at no one. Glue, come hither, friend. Where is the king my master? Kent, here sir, but trouble him not, his wits are gone. Glue, good friend, I prithee take him in thy arms. I ha o'erheard a plot of death vipon him. There is a litter ready, lay him in't. And dree you toward dour friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take VP thy master. If thou shouldst dally half an hour, his life with thine, and all that offer to defend him, stand an assured loss. Take VP, and follow me, that will to some prusion. Giu thee quick conduct, come away. Exeunt. Shana Septima. Enter Cornwall, Regan, Goneril, Bastard, and Seruance. Corn, post speedily to my lord your husband, show him this letter, the army of France is landed. Seek out the traitor Gloucester. Reg, hang him instantly. Gon, pluck out his eyes. Corn, low him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The ruinges we are bound to take VP upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Adduest the Duke where you are going to a most festinate preparation. We are bound to the like. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt viz. Farewell, dear sister, farewell, my lord of Gloucester. Enter Steward. How now, where's the king? Stew, my lord of Gloucester hath canoe 500 him hence. Some few or 36 of his knights. Hot questrists after him, met him at gate. Who with some other of the lords, dependents, are gone with him toward Dower, where they boast to ha well-armed friends. Corn, get horses for your mistress. Gone, farewell, sweet lord and sister. Exit. Corn, Edmund, farewell, go seek the traitor Gloucester. Pinion him like a thief, bring him before Versus. Though well we may not pass vipon his life. Without the form of Eustis, yet our power shall do a curtsy to our wrath, which men may blame but not control. Enter Gloucester and Seruance. Who's there, the traitor? Reg, ingrateful fox, tease he. Corn, bind fast his corky arms. Glue, what means your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends. Corn, bind him I say. Reg, hard, O filthy traitor. Glue, vien merciful lady, as you are, I mean none. Corn, to this chair bind him. Villain, thou shalt find. Glue, by the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done. To pluck me by the beard. Reg, so white and such a traitor. Glue, naughty lady. These hairs which thou dost rise from my chin will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host. With robbers' hands, my hospitable fours. You should not ruffle thus. What will you do? Corn, come, sir. What letters had you late from France? Reg, be simple, answer 500, for we know the truth. Corn, and what confederacy ha you with the traitors? Late-footed in the kingdom. Reg, to whose hands? You ha sent the lunatic king, speak. Glue, I ha letter guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one oppose 500. Corn, cunning. Reg, and false. Corn, where hast thou sent the king? Glue, to dower. Reg, wherefore to dower? Wast thou not charge 500 at peril? Corn, wherefore to dower? Let him answer that. Glue, I am tied toth stake, and I must stand the course. Reg, wherefore to dower? Glue, because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his ananted flesh stick boorish fangs. The sea, with such a storm as his bare head, in hell black a night endure 500, would ha buoy 500 VP, and quench 500 the stelled fires. Yet poor old heart, he helped the hoens to reign. If wallows had at thy gate howl 500 that stern time, thou shouldst ha said, good porter, turn the key. All cruels else subscribe, but I shall see the winged vengeance hour take such children. Corn, seat shalt thou newer, fellows hold why chair. Vipon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot. Glue, he that will think to lee you till he be old. Gee you me some help, O cruel, O you gods. Reg, one side will mock another, th other too. Corn, if you see vengeance. Saru, hold your hand, my lord. I ha Saru 500 you ewer, since I was a child. But better Saruus ha I newer done you. Then now to bid you hold. Reg, how now you dog? Sir, if you 999, or a beard vipon your chin. Chapter 1, 450 Shake it on this quarrel, what do you mean? Corn, my villain. Saru, nay then come on, and take the chance of anger. Reg, giu me thy sword, a peasant stand VP thus. Kills him. Sir, oh I am slain, my lord you ha when I left. To see some mischief on him, oh. Corn, lest it see more preuntit, out vilda jelly. Where is thy luster now? Glue, all dark and comfortless. Where's my son Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all the sparks of nature. To quit this horrid acty. Reg, out treacherous villain. Thou call'st on him that hates thee, it was he that made the ouverture of thy treasons to these. Who is too good to pity thee? Glue, oh my follies, then Edgar was Abu's 500. Kind gods, forge you me that and prosper him. Reg, go thrust him out at gates and let him smell his way to dower. Exit with Gloucester. How is't, my lord, how look you? Corn, I ha receive 500 a hurt, follow me lady. Turn out that eyeless villain, throw this slaw. Vipon the dunghill, Regan I bleed apace. Vien timely comes this hurt, giu me your arm. Exeunt. Actus quartus, scena prima. Enter Edgar. Edge, yet better thus, and known to be contemn 500. Then still contemn 500, and flatter 500, to be worst. The lowest, and most dejected thing of fortune. Stands still in aspirance, lius not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best. The worst returns to laughter, welcome then. Thou vien substantial air that I embrace. The wretch that thou hast blown vientio the worst. Owes nothing to thy blasts. Enter Gloucester, and an old man. But who comes here, my father poorly led? World, world, O world. But that thy strange mutations make versus hate thee. Life would not yield it to aid. Oldham, O my good lord, I ha been your tenant. and your father's tenant, these 80 years. Glue away, get thee away, good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt. Oldham, you cannot see your way. Glue, I ha no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw, full oft 'tis seen, our means secure viz, and our mere defects. Prow our commodities, O dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but leave to see thee in my touch. Chapter 1, 450 Say I had eyes again. Oldham, how now, who's there? Edge, O gods, who ist can say I am at the worst? I am worse than ere I was. Old, tease poor mad Tom. Edge, and worse I may be yet, the worst is not. So long as we can say this is the worst. Oldham, fellow, where goest? Glue, is it a beggar man? Oldham, madman and beggar too. Glue, he has some reason, else he could not beg. Chapter 1, last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man, a worm, my son. Came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I ha heard more since. As flies to wanton boys, are we to gods. They kill vies for their sport. Edge, how should this be? Bad is the trade that must play fool to sorrow, angering itself and others. Bless thee, master. Glue, is that the naked fellow? Oldham, I my lord. Glue, get thee away, if for my sake thou wilt or take vies hence a mile or twain. Chapter 1, way toward dower, do it for ancient Lao, and bring some cowering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to lead me. Old, alacky sir, he is mad. Glue, tease the time's plague, when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather do thy pleasure. About the rest, be gone. Oldham, I'll bring him the best peril that I ha. Come on't what will. Exit. Glue, sirrah, naked fellow. Edge, poor Tom's a cold, I cannot daub it further. Glue, come hither, fellow. Edge, and yet I must. Bless thy sweet eyes, they bleed. Glue, know'st ye thou the way to dower? Edge, both style and gate, horseway and footpath. Poor Tom hath been scar 500 out of his good wits. Bless the good man's son from the foul fiend. Glue, here take this purse, why whom the hones plagues. Ha humbled to all strokes, that I am wretched. Makes thee the happier, hoens deal so still. Let the superfluous and lust-dieted man that slaws your ordinance, that will not see, because he does not feel your power quickly. So distribution should vien do excess. And each man ha enough, dost thou know dower? Edge, I master. Glue, there's a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear. With something rich about me, from that place I shall no leading need. Edge, giu me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Enter Goneril, bastard and steward. Gon, welcome my lord, I Merrill our 1449 husband. Not met vies on the way, now where's your master? Stew, madam within, but newer man so chang 500. I told him of the army that was landed. He smill 500 at it, I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse, of Gloucester's treachery, and of the loyal Cerois of his son. When I inform 500 him, then he call 500 me sought, and told me I had turned 500 the wrong side out. What most he should dislike, seems pleasant to him. What like offends you? Gone, then shall you go no further. It is the cowish terror of his spirit, that dares not undertake, he 50 not feel wrongs, which tie him to an answer, our wishes on the way. May prow effects, backy Edmund to my brother, hasten his musters, and conduct his powers. I must change names at home, and giu the distaff into my husband's hands, this trusty servant, shall pass between verses, ere long you're like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf. A mistress's command, were this spare speech. Decline your head, this kiss if it durst speak, would stretch thy spirits VP into the air. Consee you, and fare thee well. Bast, yours in the ranks of death. Enter. Gone, my most dear Gloucester. Oh, the difference of man and man. To thee a woman's services are due. My fool usurps my body. Stew, madam, here comes my lord. Enter Albany. Gone, I ha' been worth the whistle. Alb, O Goneril. You are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. Gone, milkly you are 500 man. That bearst ye a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs. Who hast not in thy brows an eye discerning thine honor from thy suffering. Alb, see thyself deal. Proper deformity seems not in the fiend, so horrid as in woman. Gone, O vain fool. Enter a messenger. Mies, O my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead. Slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester. Alb, Gloucester's eyes. Mies, a servant that he bred, thrill 500 with remorse. Oppose 500 against the act, bending his sword to his great master, who, threaten rag 500, flew on him, and amongst ye them fell 500 him dead. But not without that harmful stroke, which since hath plucked him after. Alb, this shows you are a bow. You eastises, that these are neither crimes so speedily can venge, but O poor Gloucester, lost he his other eye. Mies, both, my lord. This letter, madam, craws a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister. Gone, one way I like this well. But being widow, and my Gloucester with her, may all the building in my fancy pluck. Vipon my hateful life, another way. The news is not so tart, I'll read and answer. Alb, where was his son when they 999 take his eyes? Mies, come with my lady hither. Alb, he is not here. Mies, no my good lord, I met him backy agin. Alb, knows he the wickedness. Mies, I my good lord, 'twas he inform 500 against him, and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might ha the freer course. Alb, Gloucester, I lieu to thank thee for the low thou shewedst the king, and to ruinge thine eyes. Come hither, friend. Tell me what more thou knowst. Exeunt. Shana Tertia. Enter with drum and colours, Cordelia, gentlemen, and soldiers. Cor Alaki, tease he, why he was met Ewan now. As mad as the vexed sea, singing a load. Crown 500 with rank feniter, and furrow weeds. With hardocks, hemlock, nettles, cuckoo flowers, darnel, and all the idle weeds that grow. In our sustaining corn, a century send forth. Search every acre in the high-grown field, and bring him to our eye. What can man's wisdom? In the restoring his borrowed sense, he that helps him. Take all my outward worth. Gent, there is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose. The which he lacks, that to provoke in him. Are many simples operate you, whose power will close the eye of anguish. Cord, all blessed secrets. All you vn publish 500 virtues of the earth. Spring with my tears, be ident and remediate. In the goodman's desires, seek for him. Least his viengowern 500 rage, dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it. Enter messenger. Mies, news, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward. Cor, 'tis known before, our preparation stands. In expectation of them, O dear father. It is thy business that I go about, therefore great France. My mourning, and importune 500 tears hath pitted. No blown ambition doth our arms incite. But Lau, dear Lau, and our ag 500 fathers right. Soon may I hear and see him. Exeunt. Shana Quarta. Enter Regan and Steward. Reg, but are my brother's powers set forth? Stew, I madam. Reg, himself in person there. Stew, madam, with much ado. Your sister is the better soldier. Reg, Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home. Stew, no madam. Reg, what might import my sister's letter to him? Stew, I know not, lady. Reg, faith he is posted hence on serious matter. It was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out. To let him liu, where he areus he moves. All hearts against versus, Edmund I think is gone. In pity of his misery, to dispatch. His nighted life, more were to descry. The strength oath enemy. Stew, I must needs after him, madam, with my letter. Reg, our troops set forth tomorrow, stay with V's. The ways are dangerous. Stew, I may not, madam. My lady Charg, 500 my duty in this bucence. Reg, why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word, belike? Some things I know not what, I'll allow thee much. Let me vn seal the letter. Stew, madam, I had rather. Reg, I know your lady does not allow her husband. I am sure of that, and at her late being here. She gaw strange Iliads, and most speaking looks. To noble Edmund, I know you are of her bosom. Stew, I madam. Reg, I speak in v understanding, yer, I note. Therefore I do ado as you take this note. My lord is dead, Edmund and I ha talk 500. And more convenient is he for my hand. Then for your ladies, you may gather more. If you do find him, pray you geo him this. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray desire her call her wisdom to her. So fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment fouls on him, that cuts him off. Stew, would I could meet madam, I should show what party I do follow. Reg, fare thee well. Exeunt. Shana Quinta. Enter Gloucester and Edgar. Glue, when shall I come to top of that same hill? Edge, you do climb VP it now, look how we labor. Glue, methinks the ground is ewan. Edge, horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea? Glue, no truly. Edge, why then your other senses grow imperfect. By your eyes anguish. Glue, so may it be indeed. Methinks thy voice is alter 500, and thou speak'st in better phrase, and matter than thou 999th. Edge, you're much deceive 500, in nothing am I chang 500. But in my garments. Glue, methinks y'are better spoken. Edge, come on, sir. Here's the place, stand still, how fearful. And dizzy 'tis, to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and chuffs, that wing the midway air, show scarce so gross as beetles, halfway down. Hangs one that gathers samphire, dreadful trade. Methinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen, that walk 500 v upon the beach, appear like mice, and yon tall anchoring bark diminish 500 to her cock a buoy, almost too small for sight, the murmuring surge, that on vn numbered idle pebble chafes, cannot be heard so high, I'll look no more. Least my brain turn, and the deficient sight topple down headlong. Glue, set me where you stand. Edge, dew me your hand. You are now within a foot of extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap vpright. Glue, let go my hand. Here friends another purse, in it a ul. Well worth a poor man's taking, fairies and gods. Prosper it with thee, go thou further off. Bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going. Edge, now fare you well, good sir. Glue, with all my heart. Edge, why I do trifle thus with his despair is done to cure it. Glue, O you mighty gods. This world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer, and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out, if Edgar Lear, oh bless him. Now fellow, fare thee well. Edge, Goneril, farewell. And yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life, when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, by this had thought been past, ally you or dead. Ho you sir, friend, hear you sir speak. Thus might he pass indeed, yet he rule yous. What are you sir? Glue away and let me die. Edge, hadst thou been aught but goes more feathers air, so many fathom down precipitating. Thoudst she were 500 like an egg, but thou doest he breath. Hast hoey substance, bleedst he not, speakst he art sound. 10 masts at each, make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle, speak yet again. Glue, but how I falney or no. Edge, from the dread somnot of this chalky bourne. Look VP a height, the Shrilgorg 500 lark so far cannot be seen or heard, do but look VP. Glue, a lackey I ha no eyes. Is wretchedness, deprew 500 that benefit to end itself by death, 'twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will. Edge, give me your arm. VP, so how is't, fill your legs, you stand. Glue, too well, too well. Edge, this is about all strangeness. Vpon the crown oath cliff, what thing was that which parted from you? Glue, a poor unfortunate beggar. Edge, as I stood here below, methought his eyes were 2 full moons, he had 1,000 noses. Horns wheelk 500, and wad like the enraged sea. It was some fiend, therefore thou happy father, think that the clearest gods, who make them honors of men's impossibilities, ha pursued thee. Glue, I do remember now, henceforth I'll affliction till it do cry out itself. Enough, enough, and die, that thing you speak of. I took it for a man, often 'twould say. The fiend, he led me to that place. Edgar, bear free and patient thoughts. Enter Lear. But who comes here? The safer sense will near accommodate his master thus. Lear, no, they cannot touch me for crying, I am the king himself. Edge, oh thou side-piercing sight, Lear, nature's about art in that respect, there's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crowkeeper, draw me a clothier's yard. Look, look, a mouse, piece, this piece of toasted cheese will do't. There's my gauntlet, I'll prow it on a giant. Bring VP the brown bills. Oh well flown bird, th clout, hug, gu the word. Edge, sweet Mararum. Lear, pass. Glue, I know that voice. Lear, ha, Goneril with a white beard. They flatter 500 me like a dog, and told me I had the white hairs in my beard, ere the blacky ones were there. To say I and no to you thing that I said, I and no too, was no good to unity. When the rain came to wet me once, and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found 'em, there I smelt 'em out. Go to, they are not men o' their words, they told me I was thing. 'Tis a lie, I am not proof. Glue, the trick of that voice I do well remember, is't not the king, Lear, I inch a king, when I do stare see how the subject quakes, I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery, thou shalt not die for adultery. No, the wren goes toot, and the small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Let copulation through you, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got tween the lawful sheets. Toot luxury pell-mell, for I lackey soldiers. Behold yond simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow. That minces virtue, and does shake the head to hear of pleasure's name. The fichu nor the soiled horse goes toot with a more riotous appetite. Down from the waist they are centaurs, though women all avow. But to the girdle do the gods inherit, beneath is all the fiends. There's hell, there's darkens, there is the sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption. Fie, pa, give me an ounce of suet, good apothecary sweeten my imagination, there's money for thee. Glue, oh let me kiss that hand. Lear, let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality. Glue, O ruined 500 piece of nature, this great world shall so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me, Lear? I remember thine eyes well enough, dost thou squinny at me? No, do thy worst blind Cupid, I'll not allow. Read thou this challenge, mark but the penning of it. Glue, were all thy letters suns, I could not see. Edge, I would not take this from report. It is, and my heart breaks at it. Lear, read. Glue, what with the case of eyes? Lear, oh ho, are you there with me? No eyes in your head, nor no money in your purse. Your eyes are in a hoey case, your purse in a light, yet you see how this world goes. Glue, I see it feelingly. Lear, what art mad? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears, see how yond eldest rails vipon yond simple thief. Hark in thine ear, change places and handy-dandy, which is the eldest, which is the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar, Glue, I sir. Lear, and the creature run from the cur. There thou mightst behold the great image of authority, a dog's obey 500 in office. Thou rascal beetle, hold thy bloody hand, why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thy own baccy, thou hotly lusts to see her in that kind, for which thou whipst her. The surer hangs the cozener. Thorough tatter 500 clothes, great vices do appear. Robes and fur 500 gowns hide all. Place sins with gold, and the strong lance of eldest hurtless breaks. Armed in rags, a pygmy straw does pierce it. None does offend none, I say none, I'll able 'em. Take that of me, my friend, who ha the power to seal accuser's lips. Get thee glass eyes, and like a scure-eye politician, seem to see the things thou dost not. Now, pull off my boots, harder, harder, so. Edge, O matter and impertinency mixed. Reason in madness. Lear, if thou wilt weep my fortunes, take my eyes. I know thee well enough, thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient, we came crying hither. Thou know'st the first time that we smelt thee. We wail and cry, I will preach to thee, mark. Glue, alacky the day. Lear, when we are born, we cry that we are come. To this great stage of fools, this a good block. It were a delicate stratagem to shew. A troop of horse with felt, I'll put in proof. And when I hostalny vipon these son-in-laws. Then kill. Enter a gentleman. Gent, oh here he is, lay hand vipon him, sir. Your most dear daughter. Lear, no rescue, what a prisoner I am Ewan. The natural fool of fortune, see me well. You shall ha ransom, let me ha surgeons. I am cut toth brains. Gent, you shall ha anything. Lear, no seconds, all myself. Why this would make a man of salt. To see his eyes for garden waterpots, I will die brawly. Like a smug bridegroom, what, I will be Iueol. Come, I am a king, masters, know you that. Gent, you are a royal one, and we obey you. Lear, then there's life in't, come and you get it. You shall get it by running, saw. Enter. Gent, a sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch. Past speaking of in a king, thou hast a daughter, who redeems nature from the general curse, which twain ha brought her to. Edge, hail gentle sir. Gent, sir, speed you, what's your will? Edge, do you hear aught, sir, of a battle toward? Gent, most sure and vulgar. Yuri, one hears that, which can distinguish sound. Edge, but by your fore. How near's the other army? Gent, near and on speedy foot, the main descry. Stands on the hourly thought. Edge, I thank you, sir, that's all. Gent, though that the queen on special cause is here. Her army is move 500 on. Enter. Edge, I thank you, sir. Glue, you your gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirit tempt me again. To die before you please. Edge, will pray you, father. Glue, now good sir, what are you? Edge, a most poor man made tame to fortune's blows. Who by the art of known, and feeling sorrows. Am pregnant to good pity, giu me your hand. I'll lead you to some biting. Glue, hearty thanks. The bounty, and the benizen of Hohen. To boot and boot. Enter steward. Stew a proclaim 500 prize, most happy. That eyeless head of thine was first fram 500 flesh. To raise my fortunes, thou old unhappy traitor. Briefly thyself remember, the sword is out. That must destroy thee. Glue, now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to't. Stew, wherefore, bold peasant. Darst thou support a publish 500 traitor, hence, least that infection of his fortune take. Like hold on thee, let go his arm. Edge, chill not let go zeer. Without further occasion. Stew, let go slaw or thou diest. Edge, good gentleman, go your gate, and let poor Volk pass, and chud ha been swaggered out of my life, 'twould not ha been so long as tease by a fortnight. Nay, come not near old man, keep out vor ye, or I'll try whether your costard or my ballow be the harder, chill be plain with you. Stew out dunghill. Edge, chill pick your teeth sear, come no matter vor your foins. Stew, slaw thou hast slain me, villain, take my purse. If thou wilt through you, bury my bodie. And you the letters which thou find'st about me. To Edmund Earl of Gloucester, seek him out. Vipon the English party, O vien timely death, death. Edge, I know thee well, a serviceable villain. As duteous to the vices of thy mistress. As badness would desire. Glue, what is he dead? Edge, sit you down, father, rest you. Let's see these pockets, the letters that he speaks of. Maybe my friends, he's dead, I am only sorry. He had no other deathsman, let these see. Low gentle wax and manners, blame versus not. To know our enemies' minds, we rip their hearts. Their papers is more lawful. Reads the letter. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered, you ha many opportunities to cut him off, if you will want not time and place will be fruitfully offered, there is nothing done if he return the conqueror, then am I the prisoner, and his bed my jail from the loathed warmth whereof, deliver me and supply the place for your labor. Your wife, so I would say affectionate. Seruant Goneril. O indistinguish 500 space of woman's will. A plot vipon her virtuous husband's life. And the exchange my brother, here in the sands. The isle rake VP, the post vien sanctified. Of murtherous lechers, and in the mature time. With this vien gracious paper strike the sight. Of the death practice 500 duke, for him 'tis well. That of thy death and business I can tell. Glue, the king is mad. How stiff is my vilda sense. That I stand VP, and ha ingenious feeling. Of my huge sorrows, better I were distract. So should my thoughts be sewer 500 from my griefs. Drum afar off. And woes by wrong imaginations loose. The knowledge of themselves. Edge, dew me your hand. Far off methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come father, I'll bestow you with a friend. Exeunt. Scena septima. Enter Cordelia, Kent, and gentlemen. Cor, O thou good Kent. How shall I leave you and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and your measure fail me. Kent, to be acknowledged 500 madam is orpi 500. All my reports go with the modest truth. Nor more, nor clipped but so. Cor, be better suited. These weeds are memories of those worser hours. I prithee put them off. Kent, pardon dear madam. Yet to be known shortens my made intent. My boon I make it, that you know me not. Till time and I think meet. Cor, then bet so my good lord. How does the king? Gent, madam sleeps still. Cor, O you kind gods. Cure this great breach in his abused nature. Vienton 500 and iring senses, O wind VP. Of this child changed father. Gent, so please your majesty. That we may wake the king, he hath slept long. Cor, be gown 500 by your knowledge, and proceed. Chapter 1, sway of your own will, is he array 500. Enter Lear in a chair carried by Seruants. Gent, I madam, in the holiness of sleep. We put fresh garments on him. Be by good madam when we do awake him. I doubt of his temperance. Cor, O my dear father, restoration hang. Thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms, that my two sisters ha in thy ruerance made. Kent, kind and dear princess. Cor, had you not been their father, these white flakes 999 challenge pity of them, was this a face to be oppose 500 against the iring winds? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should ha stood that night against my fire. And wast thou fain, poor father, to howl thee with swine and rogues forlorn? In short and musty straw, a lackey, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded all. He wakes, speak to him. Jen, madam, do you, 'tis fittest. Cor, how does my royal lord? How fares your majesty? Lear, you do me wrong to take me out o'th gra. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound. Vipon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scal 500, like molten lead. Cor, sir, do you know me? Lear, you are a spirit I know, where 999 you die. Cor, still far wide. Jen, he's scarce awake. Let him alone a while. Lear, where ha I been? Where am I, fair daylight? I am mightily abus 500, I should yoon die with pity. To see another thus, I know not what to say. I will not swear these are my hands, let's see. I feel this pin prick, would I were a sure 500. Of my condition. Cor, oh look vipon me, sir. And hold your hand, in benediction ore me. You must not kneel. Lear, pray do not mock me. I am a very foolish fond old man. Fourscore and VP ward. Not an hour more, nor less. And to deal plainly, I fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you, and know this man. Yet I am doubtful, for I am mainly ignorant. What place this is, and all the skill I ha. Remembers not these garments, nor I know not. Were I 999 lodge last night, do not laugh at me. For as I am a man, I think this lady to be my child Cordelia. Cor, and so I am. Lear, be your tears wet? Yes, faith, I pray weep not. If you ha poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not allow me, for your sisters ha as I do remember done me wrong. You ha some cause, they ha not. Cor, no cause. Lear, am I in France? Kent, in your own kingdom, sir. Lear, do not abuse me. Gent, be comforted, good madam, the great rate you see is kill 500 in him, desire him to go in. Trouble him no more till further settling. Cor, wilt please your highness walk? Lear, you must bear with me. Pray you now forget, and forge you. I am old and foolish. Exeunt. Actus quintus, scena prima. Enter with drum and colours, Edmund, Regan, gentlemen and soldiers. Bast, know of the Duke if his last purpose hold, or whether since he is a Dewey's 500 by aught to change the course, he's full of alteration, and self-reproing, bring his constant pleasure. Reg, our sister's man is certainly miscarried. Bast, 'tis to be doubted, madam. Reg, now sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend vipon you. Tell me but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not allow my sister? Bast, in honor 500 low. Reg, but how you knew or found my brother's way to the forfended place. Bast, no by mine honor, madam. Reg, I knew I shall endure her, dear my lord. Be not familiar with her. Bast, fear not, she and the Duke her husband. Enter with drum and colours, Albany, Goneril soldiers. Alb, our very lowing sister, well be met. Sir, this I heard, the king is come to his daughter. With others, whom the rigour of our state fork 500 to cry out. Regan, why is this reasoned? Gone, combined together, gainst the enemy. For these domestic and particular broils are not the question here. Alb, let's then determine with ancient of war. On our proceeding. Reg, sister, you'll I go with versus. Gons, no. Reg, t's most convenient, pray go with versus. Gon, oh ho, I know the riddle, I will go. Exeunt, both the armies. Enter Edgar. Edge, if e'er your grace had speech with man so poor. Hear me one word. Alb, I'll e'er take you speak. Edge, before you fight the battle, ope this letter. If you ha victory, let the trumpet sound. For him that brought it, wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prow. What is ouch there, if you miscarry? Your business of the world hath so an end. And machination ceases, fortune lows you. Alb, stay till I ha read the letter. Edge, I was forbid it. When time shall seru, let but the herald cry. And I'll appear again. Enter. Alb, why fareth thee well, I will relook thy paper. Enter Edmund. Bast, the enemies in view, draw VP your powers. Here is the guess of their true strength and forces. By diligent discovery, but your hast is now VRG 500 on you. Alb, we will greet the time. Enter. Bast, to both these sisters ha I sworn my low. Each eeless of the other, as the stung are of the adder, which of them shall I take? Both one, or neither can be any 500. If both remain aliu, to take the widow. Exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril. And hardly shall I carry out my side. Her husband being aliu, now then we 50 VSC. His countenance for the battle, which being done. Let her who would be rid of him, dioise. His speedy taking off, as for the mercy, which he intends to Lear, and to Cordelia. The battle done, and they within our power, shall newer see his pardon, for my state stands on me to defend, not to debate. Enter. Shana secunda. Alarum within, enter with drum and colors, Lear, Cordelia. And soldiers hour the stage and exeunt, enter Edgar and Gloucester. Edge, here father, take the shadow of this tree. For your good host, pray that the right may through you. If you are I return to you again. I'll bring you comfort. Glow, grace go with you, sir. Enter. Alarum and retreat within, enter Edgar. Edgar, away old man, giu me thy hand away. King Lear hath lost, he and his daughter ta'en. Giu me thy hand, come on. Glow, no further sir, a man may rot you in here. Edge, what a 99 thoughts again. Men must endure. They're going hence, Ewan as they're coming hither. Ripeness is all come on. Glow, and that's true too. Exeunt. Shana tertia. Enter in conquest with drum and colors, Edmund, Lear and Cordelia, as prisoners, soldiers, captain. Bast, some officers take them away, good guard. V until their greater pleasures first be known. That are to censure them. Cor, we are not the first. Who with best meaning ha incur 500 the worst. For the oppressed king I am cast down. Myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters? Lear, no, come let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds i'th cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down. And ask of thee forgiveness, so we 50 liu. And pray and sing, and tell old tales and laugh. At gilded butterflies, and hear poor rogues talk of court news, and we 50 talk with them too. Who loses and who wins, who's in, who's out. And take pawns the mystery of things. As if we were God's spies, and we 50 wear out. In a wall 500 prison, packs and sects of great ones. That ebb and flow by moon. Bast, take them away. Lear, pawn such sacrifices my Cordelia. The gods themselves throw incense. Ho, I caught thee. He that parts these shall bring a brand from Hoenn, and fire these hence like foxes, wipe thine eyes. The good years shall dewer them, flesh and fell, ere they shall make versus weep. We'll see staru 500 first, come. Enter. Bast, come hither, captain, hark. Take thou this note, go follow them to prison. One step I ha a doank 500 thee, if thou dost he. As this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Know thou this, that men are as the time is, to be tender-minded. Do's not become a sword, thy great employment will not bear question, either say thou'lt dot, or through you by other means. Capt I'll dot, my lord. Bast, about it and right happy when haste done. Mark, I say instantly, and carry it so as I ha set it down. Exit captain. Flourish, enter Albany Goneril Regan soldiers. Alb, sir, you ha show 500 today your valiant strain. And fortune led you well, you ha the cap to use. Who were the opposites of this day's strife? I do require them of you so to VSC them, as we shall find their merits and our safety may equally determine. Bast, sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention, whose age had charms in it, whose title more, to pluck the common bosom on his side, and turn our impressed lances in our eyes, which do command them. With him I sent the queen. My reason all the same, and they are ready. Tomorrow or at further space, appear, where you shall hold your session. Alb, sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother. Reg, that's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure might ha been demanded. Ere you had spoke so far, he led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand VP, and call itself your brother. Gone not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself, more than in your addition. Reg, in my rights, by me and Eusted he compeers the best. Alb, that were the most, if he should husband you. Reg, Easters do oft prow profits. Gone, ola ola. That I that told you so, look 500 but a squint. Rega, lady, I am not well, else I should answer. From a full flowing stomach, general. Take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony. Dispose of them, of me, the walls is thine. Witness the world, that I create thee. My lord and master. Gone, mean you to annoy him. Alb, the let alone lies not in your goodwill. Bast, nor in thine lord. Alb, half-blooded fellow, yes. Reg, let the drums strike, and prow my title thine. Alb, stay yet, hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thy arrest, this gilded serpent, for your claim, fair sisters, I bear it in the interest of my wife. Tease she is subcontracted to this lord, and I your husband contradict your banes. If you will marry, make your lows to me. My lady is bespoke. Gone, an interlude. Alb, thou art armed Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prow vpon thy person, thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there is my pledge, I'll make it on thy heart. Ere I taste bread, thou art in nothing less. Then I ha here proclaim 500 thee. Reg, sick, oh sick. Gone, if not, I'll near trust medicine. Bast, there's my exchange, what in the world he's that names me traitor, villain like he lies. Call by the trumpet, he that dares approach. On him, on you, who not I will maintain my truth and honor firmly. Enter a herald. Alb, a herald ho. Trust to thy single virtue, for thy soldiers. All louised in my name, ha in my name. Took their discharge. Regan, my sickness grows vpon me. Alb, she is not well, canoe her to my tent. Come hither, herald, let the trumpet sound. And read out this. A trumpet sounds. Herald reads. If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain vipon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense. 1 trumpet. Her again. 2 trumpet. Her again. 3 trumpet. Trumpet answers within. Enter Edgar armed. Alb, ask him his purposes why he appears. Vipon this call oath trumpet. Hers what are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer. This present summons. Edge, know my name is lost. By treason's tooth, Bernon and Cankerbit. Yet am I noble as the adducery. I come to cope. Alb, which is that adducery? Edge, what's he that speaks for Edmund Earl of Gloucester? Bast, himself what sayest thou to him? Edge, draw thy sword. That if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do the eldest, here is mine. Behold it is my privilege. The privilege of mine honors. My oath and my profession, I protest. Maugre thy strength, place, youth, and eminence. Despise thy victor sword, and fire new fortune. Thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother and thy father. Conspirant gainst this high illustrious prince. And from extremest VP ward of thy head, to the descent and dust below thy foot. A most toad-spotted traitor, say thou no. This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent. To prowl vipon thy heart, whereto I speak. Thou liest. Bast, in wisdom I should ask thy name. But since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, and that thy tongue, some say of breeding breathes, what safe and nicely I might well delay. By rule of knighthood, I disdain and spurn. Backy do I toss these treasons to thy head. With the hell-hated lie, o'erwhelm me thy heart. Which for they yet glance by, and scarcely bruise. This sword of mine shall gee you them instant way. Where they shall rest for ewer, trumpets speak. Alb saw him. Alarums fights. Gone, this is practice Gloucester. By law of war, thou wast not bound to answer. And Vn known opposite, thou art not vanquished 500. But cozened and beguiled. Alb, shut your mouth, dame. Or with this paper shall I stop it, hold, sir. Thou worse than any name, read thine own Ewell. No tearing, lady, I perceive you know it. Gone, say if I do the laws are mine not thine. Who can arraign me for't? Enter. Alb most monstrous, O know'st thou this paper? Bast, ask me not what I know. Alb, go after her, she's desperate, gowan her. Bast, what you ha charg 500 me with? That ha I done. And more, much more, the time will bring it out. T's past and so am I, but what art thou? That hast this fortune on me, if thou it noble. I do forge you thee. Edge, let's exchange charity. I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. If more, the more haste wrong 500 me. My name is Edgar and thy father's son. The gods are east, and of our pleasant vices. Make instruments to plague these. The dark and vicious place where thee he got. Cost him his eyes. Bast, haste spoken right, 'tis true. The wheel is come full circle, I am here. Alb, methought thy very gate 999 prophecy. A royal nobleness, I must embrace thee. Let sorrow split my heart, if you or I. 999 hate thee, or thy father. Edge, worthy prince I note. Alb, where ha you hid yourself? How ha you known the miseries of your father? Edge, by nursing them, my lord, list a brief tale. And when 'tis told, oh that my heart would burst. The bloody proclamation to escape. That follow 500 me so near, oh our liu sweetness. That we the pain of death would hourly die. rather than die at once, taught me to shift into a madman's rags, assume a semblance. That very dog is disdain 500, and in this habit met I my father with his bleeding rings. Their precious stones new lost, became his guide. Led him, beg 500 for him, sow 500 him from despair. Newer o fault, ruil 500 myself vnto him. V until some half hour passed when I was arm 500. Not sure, though hoping of this good success. I ask 500 his blessing, and from first to last told him our pilgrimage, but his flaw 500 heart. A lackey too, weak the conflict to support. Twixt two extremes of passion, I and grief. Burst smilingly. Bast, this speech of yours hath moved 500 me. And shall perchance do good, but speak you on. You look as you had something more to say. Alb, if there be more waffle, hold it in. For I am almost ready to dissolue. Hearing of this, enter a gentleman. Gen help, oh help. Edge, what kind of help? Alb, speak man. Edge, what means this bloody knife? Gen tease hot it smokes, it came Ewan from the heart. Of oh she's dead. Alb, who dead, speak man. Gen your lady sir, your lady, and her sister. By her is poison 500, she confesses it. Bast, I was contracted to them both, all three. Now marry in an instant. Edge, here comes Kent. Enter Kent. Alb, produce the bodies, be they aliu or dead. Goneril and Regan's bodies brought out. This illegitimate of the Hoans that makes verses tremble. Touches V's not with pity, oh is this he. The time will not allow the compliment. Which very manners vrs. Kent, I am come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here? Alb, great thing of verses forgot. Speak Edmund, where's the king, and where's Cordelia? Seest thou this obect Kent? Kent, a lackey, why thus? Bast, yet Edmund was below 500. The one the other poisoned 500 for my sake. And after slew herself. Alb, you and so, cower their faces. Bast, I pant for life, some good I mean to do. Despite of mine own nature, quickly send. Be brief in it, Toth Castle for my writ. Is on the life of Lear, and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time. Alb, run, oh run. Edge, to whom my lord, who has the office. Send thy token of reprieve. Bast, well thought on, take my sword. Geowit the captain. Edge, hast thee for thy life. Bast, he hath commission from thy wife and me. To hang Cordelia in the prison, and to lay the blame vpon her own despair. That she for 999 herself. Alb, the gods defend her, bear him hence a while. Enter Lear with Cordelia in his arms. Lear, howl, oh you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, 49,500 via see them so. That Hohen's vault should crack, she's gone for Ewer. I know when one is dead, and when one leaves. She's dead as earth, lend me a looking glass. If that her breath will mist or stain the stone. Why then she leaves. Kent, is this the promise 500 end? Edge, or image of that horror? Alb, fall and cease. Lear, this feather stirs, she leaves, if it be so. It is a chance which does redeem all sorrows. That I ha felt. Kent, O my good master. Lear, prithee away. Edge, tease noble Kent your friend. Lear, a plague vpon you murderers, traitors all. I might ha sow 500 her, now she's gone for Ewer. Cordelia, stay a little, ha. What is't thou sayest? Her voice was Ewer soft. Gentle and low, an excellent thing in woman. I kill 500, the slaw that was a hanging thee. Gent, 'tis true my lords, he 999. Lear, 999 I not fellow. I ha seen the day, with my good biting falchion. I would ha made him skip, I am old now. And these same crosses spoil me, who are you? Mine eyes are not oath best, I'll tell you straight. Kent, if fortune brag of two, she slew 500 and hated. One of them we behold. Lear, this is a dull sight, are you not Kent? Kent, the same, your Sarowant Kent. Where is your Sarowant Caius? Lear, he's a good fellow, I can tell you that. He less strike and quickly too, he's dead and rot. Kent, no my good lord, I am the very man. Lear, I'll see that straight. Kent, that from your first of difference and decay. Ha follow 500 your sad steps. Lear, you are welcome hither. Kent, nor no man else. All's cheerless, dark and deadly. Your eldest daughters ha fordone themselves. And desperately are dead. Lear, I so I think. Alb, he knows not what he says, and vain is it. That we present verses to him. Enter a messenger. Edge, very bootless. Mess, Edmund is dead my lord. Alb, that's but a trifle here. You lords and noble friends, know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come. Shall be a plaid, for these we will resine. During the life of this old majesty. To him our absolute power, you to your rights. With boot, and such addition as your honors. Ha more than merited, all friends shall taste the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings, OCC. Lear and my poor fool is hang 500, no life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat ha life? And thou no breath at all, salt come no more. Newer. Pray you VNDO this button, thank you sir. Do you see this, look on her, look her lips. Look there. He dies. Edge, he faints my lord. Kent, break heart, I prithee break. Edge, look VP my lord. Kent, vex not his ghost, oh let him pass, he hates him. That would vipon the racky of this tough world. Stretch him out longer. Edge, he is gone indeed. Kent, the wonder is, he hath endured 500 so long. He but usurped his life. Alb, bear them from hence, our present business is general woe, friends of my soul you twain. Rule in this realmy, and the gore 500 state sustain. Kent, I haw your nicer, shortly to go. My master calls me, I must not say no. Edge, the weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most, we that are young. Shall newer see so much, nor live so long. Exeunt with a dead march. Finis.